Man, I was raised militant and then mannerless. Raised militant and then mannerless. Raised militant, most I dead. Back from the shadows, stay under your radar. Mind like spot fools, don't be scared. Aquas fagos, aim for your head, aim for your head. Back from the dead, back from the shadows, stay under your radar. Mind like spot fools, don't be scared. Aquas fagos, aim for your head, aim for your back from the dead. Back from the shadows, stay under your radar. Mind like sparkles, don't be scared. Aqua sparkles, aim for your head, aim for your, yeah. Back from the dead, yeah. Back from the shadows, stay under your radar. Mind like sparkles, don't be scared. Aqua sparkles, aim for your head, aim for your.
Put your lips on my body when I say yes. Catching my breath so nervous you make me sweat. So pure, so sure, I pray this won't end. You're my best friend. Put your lips on my body when I say yes. Catching my breath so nervous you make me sweat. So pure, so sure, I pray this don't end. You're my best friend. Love hyperactive, black so attractive. I only let you take me high, you bring me back like gravity having me. Cause I let you take you, keep me safe and confident. I want you here, my thoughts they brought you here. Come see me in my dreams. Feel the breeze and Afro blues and singing yellow daffodils and purple hills. You entice spontaneity, soothe upon my inner child and keep me wild and full of hunger. Sure but still so full of wonder, wonder how you do that to me. Baby, my secret is your secret, keep it holding like I'm trusting you. Love it, you like I'm lusting you. It's deep, the passion sensual. Speak into me cause everything's contextual. But everything's not complex, intimate beyond sex.
What's the beat?
Transcend the shit they feeding us. I need you to believe in us, believe in me. I'm seeing what you see in me, a truth that's deep and free in me. They hunting, loving, chasing us, cause time is never changing us. I love you, so I pray for us. Black so attractive, love that's reactive. Wait, this love is dangerous. Black so attractive, love that's reactive. Wait. Whoa. Wait. Yeah. Black so attractive, love that's reactive. Wait. Whoa. Yeah. Wait. Whoa. Yeah. Black so attractive, love that's reactive. Wait, put your lips on my body when I say yes. So pure, so sure, you bring no stress. I love how you love me, pray this don't end. You're my best friend. Love hyperactive, black so attractive. I only let you take me how you bring me back like gravity having me. Cause I let you take you, keep me safe and confident. I want you here, my thoughts, they brought you here. Come see me in my...
I love you, then I hate you. I can't make up my mind. And if you're choosing him, love, I believe that's fine. Say I Casanova, I hope he's happy one. I wish you happy, listen. I hope you get what you want. Say I Casanova, sometimes we run out of love. I wish you happiness, but I know it ain't what you want.
I rename myself immortal cause I sense 1,000 portals flow through Venus's on boombox beats for circulation. Indigo kids in the studio in our room channeling to new tunes, letting spirits speak through. Pick the common thread out of the news, weave that new. I'm seeing C's in their shallow translations that lack imagination. Artist incantation where it's all in relation, umbilical connection, no separation. Handhold the banca, carving out a mantra. Aalaga para sa mga bata, rocket Ilocana, just like my mama. I'm queer like the water, resilient through trauma. How can we move when some of us are wounded? Patience and cycles, motion and movement, all lives won't matter till Black Lives Matter.
Thank you, folks, for tuning in. We'll be starting soon. Please stay with us while we just set some last things and get the show going.
We ain't never stopping. We ain't never stopping, no, no. We ain't never stopping, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We ain't never stopping, no. We ain't never stopping, no. Yeah, yeah. We ain't never stopping, no. We ain't never stopping, no. We ain't never stopping, no. Yeah, 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 yeah. We ain't never stopping, no. We ain't never stopping, no. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, check it out. Yeah, yeah. I've been running on these shoes for a long time. Life ain't no sprint, long distance in my bloodline. Broke up from this fake dream that they sold us. Wanna return it back, of the line is what they told us. They owe us all this money we spent trying to buy the dream. Flexing with designer bling, thought they were the finer things. Still want us to fly high, but try doing that with tied up wings. Now I'm just trying to be major, faithful with the minor things. Living our life to show it off, putting on clothes to throw it off. It don't work that way, some moments you can't put a filter on. Striving for the top, I cannot settle just for silver, bronze. Storms can shake foundations depending on what I built it on. Honestly, I'm trying to make myself proud, writing for the people who feel left out. All the times I hesitated, yeah, this is an apology. I know once I finally get started, ain't no stopping me, yeah. We ain't never stopping, no. 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 We ain't never stopping, no.
I may look exhausted, but I'm good, I promise. I've been working non-stop, feel I'm hustling to my coffin. From the mouth of prophets, cannot stop until I've got it. My pocket's full of offerings, pass it out direct deposit. Who profits from exhaustion, from the labor in our gardens? Every seed we ever sown is somehow sold without our knowledge. Ancestors both be rocking, I feel their chains unlocking. Goddesses, they flock to me and give me some more guidance. I've been fighting right off hell for now, I'll soon see all the side effects. Who can count devices up before they actually take effect? Yeah, we're for the hustle till it's time to take our final breath. And it's for the money, was it worth it? Lived without regrets. Pressed by stress and pressures, if we start to act like pessimists. The hope for kids is looking grim, bring them all under my wing. Reduce our risk of suffering, self-punishment and ravages. Will never stop or ever break my promises.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. You are here at Arts and Abolition. Tonight, we come together to celebrate each other, to heal, and of course, to fundraise. We will get into all that a little bit later. First and foremost, we are gathered here. Well, myself, first off, and the artists who are with me in this space, as well as other folks who are on so-called Ottawa. We are gathered on unceded, unsurrendered Algonquin territory. And with that, I will introduce Jacqueline to welcome us here.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. As has already been done, I want to start this event off with a land acknowledgement. For those here who do not yet know, land acknowledgements are usually given at political or academic gatherings, and they are growing more common. However, there's a disturbing trend where these land or territory acknowledgements are done without a proper understanding of their purpose and without true intentionality. So their purpose is to acknowledge and honor Indigenous peoples, treaty agreements, and unceded lands across Turtle Island. I am based also in what is most commonly known as Ottawa today, which is the unceded and unsurrendered territory of the Algonquin peoples. I do not provide this as a generic land acknowledgement just for social brownie points, but instead to bring brief attention to the impacts of colonialism. I want to ask all settlers present to reflect on the ways that they personally may have benefited from colonialism, and for you to please privately commit yourselves to amplifying the voices of Indigenous peoples across Turtle Island, as well as the voices of Black and other persons of color. So with that, I thank you very much for your attention, and please do enjoy this evening with all these amazing artists and comrades. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. And I hope we all can take some time to let that sink in. You know, like Jacqueline said, a lot of people are saying we are on unceded, unsurrendered Algonquin land, but it's really important to really sit with that and think about what that means to ourselves as well. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. A few things I would like to say before we get into the show. We are here with CPEP, that is the Criminalization and Punishment Education Project. We are here with Hit the Streets, and we are here with the Criminal Law Students Association of the University of Ottawa, and I, King Kimbit, am here representing Cap City Ciphers. A few housekeeping announcements. I would like to call Suhail from CPEP to make those announcements.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, comrade. I appreciate the introduction, and thank you, Jackie, for your comradeship and your friendship, and King as well. I welcome you folks to our Arts and Abolition event. Tonight, we are centering prisoners. Prisoners currently are locked up in human cages while they're suffering, not only due to the intergenerational trauma, anti-Black and other forms of racisms that affects people, anti-migrant policies and politics and practices that cage migrants. People are locked up in human cages because they're disabled. So I would like to remind people why we're here. We're here as an act, like a political act of solidarity, a political act of radical love, showing love to each other. The starter pack projects that we're raising the money for, it is not about charity. We do not position ourselves as being better than or no more than, are here to provide a service for anyone. We're not here to provide services. We merely recognize that neoliberalism, racial capitalism or capitalism, and other forms of oppressions fracture our communities and make us disempowered. And that is why, therefore, we recognize the violence that some community members and the disenfranchisement that they are subject to. And that's why we're starting this project, because a lot of people who are coming out of jail, they come out and sometimes they have to go back in jail just because they don't have clothes, that they should wear. They're like, they tell me like, yo, we went out and then we were in a halfway house, but the clothes we were wearing on our backs, were not making us feel dignified. So we had to run out of the halfway house in order to engage in XYZ, thing. And that led us to come back to jail. Some of them come back to jail just because they don't have basic necessities. And we don't claim that through this project, we're going to be able to cover for all of that. But at least we're going to do what we can with the support of the community in order to meet people where they're at. So we're going to be distributing starter packs for people who are coming out of jail. And those starter packs are going to be customizable by the folks inside. Folks inside are already eager to, for this project to start rolling. Yeah, so basically, like, we're gonna do our best to provide clothing, essential toiletries items, and other, essential products, harm reduction supplies, sanitizers, PPE, and other PPE. We are going to provide religious or spiritual items as well for folks who are coming out, books, paper pads. A lot of people go to halfway houses, don't have that decent paper and a pen to write with. So that's kind of like a little overview of the project, a little bit that we're raising the money for. And, just for some housekeeping, like, announcements, I just say that, I'm going to reiterate that we are gathered here in solidarity with prisoners, and it is people who have lived experience of incarceration or criminalization that we hope to center through this event, by sharing love, sharing words of wisdom, sharing beats with each other. And, we also have other other campaigns that are helping us, support people who are incarcerated, or just advocate with them on issues that touch them. We will post it shortly in the chat, but there's, with our friends in the Toronto Prisoners' Rights Project, actually, who are here today with us, and other folks from the Abolition Coalition, there is a Freedom Wall emails app, and that was created following the Freedom Wall National Day of Action. So we're going to invite folks to please check that out. And the other thing is contain COVID Not People open letter. We are also going to ask folks to check it out, to please sign those documents to support our kin who are inside. We'll put up the links shortly in the chat. Want to reiterate that all the money raised during this event will go towards the starter packs for newly released neighbors. And if folks have any questions about that, they can post it in the chats or in the Twitter thread, and comment on the Twitter video or on Facebook if they like. I want to let folks know that there is a raffle. We're organizing a raffle tonight, and we have like some amazing prizes for community members who came together and showed up and shared these items with us. So we have 2 CDs from our host, Kim Kimbit, Life Lessons Poetically. We have 2 custom digital portraits, one by John Lee, and the other one of the value of $60 by Lucky Little Queer. We have 3 eyebrow threading appointments with a value of $75 with the Bra Guru, and the one and only. And we have, Curly Hair Designs gave some amazing conditioners for the hair as well. We have a gift cards from Winner's Choice that is $50. The Thirsty Maiden gift card, and Octopus books donated. We have amazing books. We have also, for those who donated $100 or more, they are going to automatically receive a copy of the Harsha Walia's latest book, Border and Rule. Harsha Walia, his book is amazing. It kind of touches on issues about borders and criminalization in the carceral state, and how colonialism is shaping kind of migration. And you also receive that with Build Communities, Not Jails t-shirt from CPAP, plus 1 raffle entry to our raffle. And other things I wanted to say is that we have a couple of people that send the donations. But so if you want to make the donation while the show is going, we'll post the instructions as well in the chat. But basically, send an e-transfer to release.starter.packs@gmail.com with the password. All letters are lowercase, kits, number 4, care. So kits number 4 care, that's the password. And the email is release.starter.pax@gmail.com. Please, in your email note, in your e-transfer note, indicate your age, because we have some spicy gifts tonight as well for those who are 18 and older, and put your email address in the note as well of the e-transfer, and we'll put the instructions in the chat as well. So a few people, if they're here listening, please can you send us back the e-transfers if you can by before we do the raffle, which is going to be after our intermission. So Hannah L, I won't say the last name just to protect folks, but like if you are there and listening, please send those around. So Hannah L, Alicia M, and Cassandra M. Please resend those e-transfers if you have the time. And I think that's what I have for now. I'll let King take it.
Thank you, Suhail. So that is all the information. I'll go through the prizes again throughout the show. Here's the part we're all waiting for, the welcoming of our wonderful artists. And it is such an honor to introduce to you the first artist performing. Tonight, we collectively and intentionally share the space to share art, inspire joy, and explore healing. This is essential as we work towards the abolition of criminalizing and punitive responses to needs in all its forms. Our first performer of the night grew up in the inner city of Toronto, Toronto's many housing projects, and immersed himself in the blossoming culture of rhyme, b-boy, graffiti, DJ, production, street fashion. In 1992, Captain was sentenced to 7 years in prison, serving his time in so-called Kingston. While inside, he was vice chairman of the Black Inmates and Friends Association and developed a comprehensive musical program. Captain's main goal is to tell authentic stories from an African-Canadian perspective. I will now welcome Captain, the MC, poet, producer, screenwriter, hip-hop historian, and teacher, undiluted, uncompromising, rough, rugged, and raw. Captain does not do art, he is art. Featuring Circa Beats.
Hey King, can you unlock your screen lock thing that allow you to turn your phone so that way, because right now the video is sideways.
circle. Beats, 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 beats. Circle wide, circle wide, circle wide, circle wide. Circle wide. Yo, let me put some volume on this mic here. Let me see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Yeah. I hope y'all can hear me out there. Circa, bang something. You can see me good? Yeah. Oh yeah. But first, circle wide. Easy. Hold it down for a second. First off, man, let's give it up for CPEP. It's a good cause, you know what I'm saying? I'm about that because, yeah, I just spent 7 years in prison. But the cause is good, and that's what we do. We've been supporting our people. You know what I mean? Your homeboy's phoning you, trying to get that care package for you before you come out. But we haven't been doing it with good organization. So an organization like this, that's what it's about. And I'm all about that. So, yo, get this shit banging, man. Circle. I just gotta get the volume right and hear my voice right. And then I'm ready for you. Where you get it like this? Come on, where you get it like this? You know what I'm saying? X-Call, Captain, extremely conscious of nuclear struggle. Yo, circle wide. I'm just feeling it. I'm just warming up. I get that energy in my system. It's cold in here, but give me that energy. Circle, you ready? You ready? All right. Now check it. Hear me now. Lend me your ears and I will lend you my eyes. And visualize what really goes down inside. Yo, lend me your heart and I will give you my brain so you can maintain, sustain all the heartaches and pain. Yo, lend me your ears and I will lend you my eyes. And visualize what really goes down inside. Lend me your heart and I will give you my brain so you can maintain, sustain all the heartaches. Prison life was hard as the bristle, I can't whistle. The heart cries, but shedding no tears to save the tissue. Mission, I enhance the brain with lyrical trance. Sometimes I dance with movies of soul, so I dance. It's like gold, visits are precious, don't disappoint me. Hold it, me, not asking for money, just come check me. Girls be dropping their flies, why ain't I surprised? You out partying, head bopping and hole hopping, stopping all the things I used to do so quick. On that mental state, spiritualistic is how I kick it. Red that bars, suck off bars, like claws off. Lyrics 2 in the early morning, with the lights off. Visualize my stage show, tours and great sex. Over now waiting for guarantee, sign my FPS. Pay your debts, never bet, never gambled in prison. Goes to bed and couldn't pay, we caught him and skinny. Now I'm in real sick, I play gangster. Never wanted this, all I wanted was Al Capone's bliss. Happiness, looking for what can never be found. Found out the pops like heavily handcuffed and down from guilty. Even though innocent, couldn't win. Not the first one, there's many for every penny I had. For an innocent man, I'll be rich and ready. The plan is to keep me behind bars, bored like a lion, trying to maintain, refrain from vain desires, enter into the brain. Intellectual stimulation is all I do. I feed into the mind, keep myself at ease, staying for greed, feed ideas to me. When people are not shut, I keep them out shut. Some think that I don't speak, the wisdom is weak. Trying to climb the mountain that doesn't have a peak. You see, the lyrical tip-top and hip-hop. But because of all the strife, the blocked inside this prison life. Let me your ears and I will let you my eyes. Visualize what really goes down inside. Let me your heart and I will give you my brain so you can maintain, sustain the heartaches and pain. Let me your ears and I will let you my eyes. Visualize what really goes down inside. Let me your heart and I will give you my brain. Yo, check it. The good life I cannot envision while I'm in prison. The cells and bars lock me down tight like a prism. All I see is blue skies. Can I see the people walking or cars driving by? Parole, only a slim chance. If I hold, I'll choose that white dream house, nigga. Making cream gel, they call this living hell. Is a better word. Bars are racist. You're standing to them, you face death. I face this, watching my back from the attacks of others. It's only time the brothers be down for certain colors. Clips and two rolling together, and 2 by 2. So much black mothers on the street crying the blues. Thinking, damn, all I have is the Alki tap, Al-Quran, kissing and shy, strong man. Now who's the man? I'm writing letters with no response. Can't wait until I touch the asphalt and smash those. Where's people when you need them? There's no such thing as friends. Some turn their back and steal your ends plus material things. Some hang up the phone when you call up connect. It's only 75 cents. Shoot, In prison, while my boys are making loot, never heard my name in years. Lost all my tears, baby boys in tears. Please don't cry and let you down one. You protect the darkness, grow up to be a strong one. Four baby brothers looking up to me. Oh Lord, please blind their eyes to what they've seen. I've been through struggle, so many six balls in trouble. If one drops, my brain pops, my life is bubble. Trouble is anger, equals danger, it's all connected. The world is just a dance for people that disrespect it. Next is the flex, slide out, push up your chest. Who's boss? If I lose my life, that ain't no loss. Because I'm looking forward to seeing heaven. From this hell to seven, to take my life is a blessing. So lend me your ears and I will lend you my eyes and visualize what really goes down inside. Lend me your heart and I will give you my brain so you can maintain, sustain all the heartaches and pain. So lend me your ears and I will lend you my eyes and visualize what really goes down inside. Yo, lend me your heart and I will give you my brain so you can maintain, sustain all the heartaches and pain. You know, yeah. That's what it is. A little technical difficulties, but you know, it's all good. Technical difficulties is a good thing. Next up, prepare yourself for Lonely Boy.
Okay, I'm gonna have to talk. Hi, everybody. Please show some love to Captain. Whoever is watching on Twitter, on Facebook, shout out to people out there showing us love. I'm so honored to have Captain open up the night for us as our first performer, as a natural leader that he is. I personally see him as someone who is like a big brother to me, and a very inspiring and motivational person. Next up, I am also very pleased to announce we have Lonely Boy, who will be bringing you some sweet, sweet R&B. Abolition is love. It is imagination. It is creation. It seems so far away at times because, well, Indigenous author Leanne Simpson says it well. This is a quote from her chapter in Kitsanak. White supremacy, rape culture, and the real and symbolic attack on gender, sexual identity, and agency are very powerful tools of settler colonialism, capitalism, primarily because they work very efficiently to remove Indigenous peoples from our territories and prevent us from intimately connecting with each other. They work to prevent mobilization because communities coping with epidemics of gender violence don't have the emotional capital to organize. Dismantling the system is an individual and collective responsibility. So again, that was a quote from Leanne Simpson. She's an author, so look her up if you don't know about her. With those words at the front of our minds, I would like to introduce our next artist, Lonely Boy. Lonely Boy is a queer Afro-Canadian vocalist who crosses R&B, pop, soul, and hip hop. Shifter magazine describes his work as a throwback to 90s R&B with smooth vocals and production, calling him one of the top 10 most slept on Canadian hip hop and R&B artists. Lonely Boy plans to redefine urban music by tackling the industry's lack of intersectionality while working on his debut album, Love and Hennessy, which will be released the fall of 2021, funded by the Ontario Arts Council and Port Ottawa. Without further ado, well, first, actually, I want to give a shout out to Circa Boy. He was the one accompanying Captain earlier with the beats. He's gonna play a little something while we set up Lonely Boy, because, you know, let's be real, we're in one space with minimal devices. And yeah, if you want to see more of Captain's work, you can follow him at Soul City Store. That's at SOULCITYSTORE on Instagram. And if you want to show Circa Beats some love, it's CIRCABEATZ on Instagram. So Circa is going to spin a little bit while I set up. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Here is Lonely Boy, everybody.
Hello, hello. I'm Lonely Boy, and I'm going to be singing you my upcoming debut single from my album Love and Hennessy. It's called October. I hope you guys love it. We've been done since last October, and I can't get you out from my mind. Love drum, baby, I'm not sober. And why is it taking time? The one thing you should remember is a love like mine is hard to find. And you can have any other, and they cannot love you like I. Baby, say something. Oh, baby, 'cause I need to know. We've been done since last October, and I can get you off of my mind. Love drunk, baby, I'm not sober. And why is it taking time? The one thing you should remember is a love like mine is hard to find. And you can have any other, and they cannot love you like I. They cannot, baby. Oh, 'cause I need to know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is my debut single. It's my debut single called October. Mute. Wow. Okay.
Sorry.
So I've been muted the entire time.
No,
So,
just now.
Listen,
My
y'all,
bad.
thank you so much. This is my debut single that I just sang for you. Is October, so it's be coming to you later in the fall. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And
Exclusive.
now I'm gonna be giving you guys, a good rendition that I did, Lovers and Friends remix that I put out about 3 weeks ago. So here it is. Over again. It's on, it's on, it's on, it's on. Tell me again, baby. Oh, it's on. Baby, how you doing? Hope that you're fine when I knew what you had in mind tonight. I've been feeling like Judy Secret, can't leave you alone. Take a shot of this here Patron, and it's gonna be on. VIP don't got way too crowded. I'm about to end up calling it a night. You should have with your girls, tell me you're shaking the scene. Beep beep shotgun in the GT with me. She said, oh, I'm ready to ride. Yeah, cause once you get inside it, you can't change your mind. Don't need to sound impatient, but you gotta promise, baby. Oh, tell me again. Tell me again, my there will be lovers and friends. I gotta know, baby. Oh, yeah. Tell me again. Hey, so you're right. That will be lovers and friends. Yeah. Good luck, baby. Sometimes I wanna be your lover. Sometimes I wanna be your friend. Sometimes I wanna hug you, baby. So just let's not pretend, baby, you know it's on my mind. I didn't came here to waste no time. You said that I'm not the one you trust. Who is you really gonna love? I'm still fucking with you, baby, baby. And you know you think about me too. I could have about 4 or 5 others. And I will always come back to you, you know, yeah, 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 yeah. Tell me again, yeah, baby. Tell me again, oh, there will be lovers and friends. It's a good look, baby. Tell me again. That will be lovers and friends. Make sure you're right. That will be lovers and friends, you know. Yeah. You know that will be lovers and friends. It's on, it's on, it's on, it's on, it's on, it's on. Ooh, ooh, baby, yeah. Thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much. I really appreciate everything, having me on the stage, do my little thing in COVID. So I can't wait to bring you guys more music for this year. There's a lot going on, so I'm gonna make sure I deliver nothing but quality. And thank you so much for allowing me to grace your stage. Take care. Have a good night.
Woo! Let's give it up to Lonely Boy, everybody. In the Facebook and the Twitter, folks, let them know how you feel. If you want to follow Lonely Boy, he is Lonely Boy XXO on Instagram. That's LONELYBOYXXO. Make sure you give him a follow. Listen to Lovers and Friends. He just released it not too long ago, like he said. And watch out for October coming very soon. He just blessed us with an exclusive. Thank you for that, Lonely Boy. And next, let us get into our next artist. So far we've heard from our fellow so-called Ottawa resident artists, Captain and Lonely Boy. And next I wanna introduce you to someone who's based out of so-called Toronto. Art is not all we will be gifted with tonight. Thanks to many sponsors of our mutual aid raffle, there's a chance to win prizes this evening. So you can see on the slides there, if you just take a look, everything that you can win. Suhail mentioned earlier, there's 3 chances to win eyebrow threading from the Brow Guru. There's 2 coconut milk conditioners from Curly Hair Designs. There is a spicy big Venus Envy gift box. There's a bath bomb set from, I can't see the logo, Julie and Eve. And we have 2 CDs from myself, Life Lessons Poetically, Digital Portrait by June Lee, a digital portrait by Lucky Little Queer. We have The Thirsty Maiden Coffee Shop donating to us, Octopus Bookstores, as well as the Criminal Law Students Association, who will be giving you a gift card of your choice if you are a winner. So you can enter the raffle by sending $15 via e-transfer to release.starter.pax@gmail.com. For those who need to see, it's on the screen in the bottom right-hand corner. Use the password Kits for Care. Oh, and there it is in bigger writing. So include your best email address. That's the one you check the most often. Include your age to be added to our Venus Envy mystery box raffle. It's valued at $150. And to be considered for all these prizes, send in those donations before or during our intermission. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our next performer, Leo Bravo. Leo Bravo was born and raised in the beautiful city of Toronto by his single mother and is the youngest of 3 siblings. Coming from a family of artists, poets, dancers, and more, Leo Bravo's love for the arts and music began the day he was born. His upbringing had some challenges, but it is also had an abundance of love, not only from his mother, but grandparents as well. In his teens up to his early 20s, he struggled with depression, drug addiction, and violence, which he isn't afraid to share in his music. We are grateful to have him here with us today. Here we have Leo Bravo, everyone.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope y'all enjoying your night. I go by Leo Bravo. I have an EP that's out. Unfortunately, it's not on Spotify, but it is on every other music platform, 333. As well, you can follow me on IG at Leo Bravo, Leo Bravo 313. All right, so let's get this day started. I'm gonna start off with this track called Late Nights. You can find it on YouTube as well with the lyric videos. Shout out as well to CPEP Group, Hit the Streets, and Cap City Cypher for all this. Bringing it back to the roots. Late nights, early mornings, late nights, early mornings, late nights, early mornings, late nights, early mornings. Hustle, 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 going hard in the pain. Hustle, 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 give a fuck what you think. Yeah, early nights, late mornings. Yeah. Early nights, late mornings. Yeah. Hustle, 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 going hard in the pain. Hustle, 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 give a fuck what you think. Daddy sold the king, mama didn't know a thing. All I ever had was me, graduated from the streets. Hustle hard, follow code, if they switch, come go blow. Medication the option, cause that's the only thing I know. I don't run away from pain, I kill the demons from my past. I was taught that love's forever, yet it never seems to last. I know that the snakes are lurking while I always mow the grass. Yeah, product of my environment, won't let it hold me back. Wanna see my team flourish, drowning in diamonds and gold. We all have a book, it's up to you to get the story told. Really came from the bottom, my picture vivid as pictures. I know my name's in the stars, it's like I came from the scriptures. They'd rather see me dead than locked in the cell. So I'm here to kill you all before I die in hell. See, I was raised by love, I know my mama taught me better. Sometimes you forget who you are when you chase the cheddar truth. You forget where you're going. 333 merch out now. It's funny. Shout out again to CPEP Group. Even if you do forget who you are. Woo! Late nights, early mornings. What? Late nights, early mornings. What? Late nights, early mornings. What? Late nights, early mornings. Hustle, 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 going hard in the paint. Hustle, 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 give a fuck what you think. Yeah. Early nights, late mornings. Yeah. Early nights, late mornings. Yeah. Hustle, 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 hustle. Hey, Bishop Tutu is the block, FMB is the gang, Little Norway is my home, shout out to the ones from Maine. Thomas was a soldier, Bubba was a friend, Gooden is my brother, can't wait till we meet again. Hustle to the grave, my seed will never feel my pain. Money is the mission, can't lose substance that remain. Thankful for my past and made me who I am today. Scars are just a reminder, thankful for another day. Blood, sweat, and tears are just a part of the dream. Yeah, I fight for my life, but I would die for this here. Faith, work, talent, all inside of my genes. I pay my dues in the price, and while you tremble in fear, true. Woo! Don't forget you can do anything. You set your mind to it. Woo! Early nights, early mornings, early nights, early mornings, late nights, early mornings. Let's get it. Early mornings. Hustle, 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 hustle. This is what I fucking do, bitch. Next track I'll be playing is featuring the wonderful and only Cater. He is from Windsor, amazing vocalist. He has a new track out right now on YouTube. Please check it out. As well as my wonderful and amazing cousin, Jordan Prince. Right? This track, like I said, is out on every music platform. That's called Loveless on my EP 3-3 out now. Once again, shout out to CPEP Group, Hit the Streets, and Cap City Cypher for this opportunity. Woo! Do you think about me? I need to know. I can't let go, can't let go. I need to know. I'm missing, need your loving. Yeah. Let's get lost in the wind again. Let's get lost in the sins again. Pour another drink of the Henny, another blunt again. Love to go swimming, so it's time for me to dive again. Splash deep in your thoughts and that pussy out. You know I love how that pussy sounds. I think it's time for me to lock it down. When I need you the most, you're just not around. Your love's devastating, mind blown, game changer, heartbroken, in danger. You are contagious. I just need some time to breathe. No way, Jose, this can't be. Everything about you is what I just need the most. So why'd you have to go? I no longer have control of any of my emotions, drowning in the ocean. No love so certain, it's time to close the curtains. Do you think about me? I need to know. I miss and need your love, I can't let go. Do you think about me? I need to know, baby. Woo! Jada, Jordan Prince. So that's the track Loveless. I want to say thank you, everybody. I go by the name of Leo Bravo. Once again, thank you. Shout out to CPEP Group, Hit the Streets, and Cap City Cypher for this amazing opportunity. As well out to the DJ for always spinning that fire. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Leo Bravo. It's wonderful to have you joining us all the way from so-called Toronto. Yeah, that's right, though. Shout out to the DJ earlier. We had Circuit Beats up here, and we have DJ Sizey, who's actually carrying us through the night. Big love to DJ Sizey. If you want to support her, just follow on Instagram at SEIIIZI. That's Sizey with 3 I's. Next up, we have Elaine Cagulada. Before we move on to our next act of the evening, though, I would like to read a brief excerpt from Disability Incarcerated. This is one of our abolitionist starter packs books that is up for raffle this evening. You can see that in the slide right there. So winners receive a CPEP Build Communities, Not Jails with the book. Keep sending in these donations. If you want the information, it is on the bottom right corner where to send your money. E-transfer to release.starter.packs@gmail.com. And please use the passwords KITS for care. Include your contact email and whether or not you're 18 or older. So the excerpt. This is from the book's intro, actually written by Angela V. Davis, one of the OG abolitionists. In both the United States and Canada, there are efforts currently underway to reduce the imprisoned population, ranging from abolitionist strategies that link to broader demands of social justice to calls for decarceration that will reduce the fiscal resources necessary to keep prisons functioning. The chapters in this collection do not simply seek to identify points of convergence of race, gender, class, sexuality, and disability. Rather, they also aim to transform entrenched ways of conceptualizing imprisonment. They point out the carceral practices that are so deeply embedded in the history of disability that it is effectively impossible to understand incarceration without attending to the confinement of disabled people. As Ms. Angela Davis says, we must include the deinstitutionalization of our disabled kin in our efforts of prison abolition. As we are hearing tonight, we are so deeply connected that not one of us can be truly free until we are all free. With that, before I invite Elaine Cagulada, make sure you check out invisibleinstitutions.ca. There's data there on how disability, so-called care, is related to carceration. So, Elaine Cagulada is a racialized immigrant woman. Her ties to a deaf, disabled, racialized, and formerly incarcerated loved one influences her pursuit of disability justice and abolition in both her doctoral work and activism. The arts, poetry especially, have been seminal to Elaine's journey of understanding abolition as creative and, as Dylan Rodriguez says, a state of being. Elaine believes that poetry can be a way to reckon with the harms of carceral practices so that from pain, hurt, and trauma, something different, something beautiful might be created. Without further ado, here is Elaine.
Thank you so much, King. Hi, everyone. Elaine speaking. Just want to say thank you, CPEP, Hit the Streets, Cap City Ciphers, and the Criminal Law Student Association for hosting this event. And thank you, everyone, for sharing this evening together. Tonight, I'll be reading a few of my poems about my family, about desiring disability and race differently, about dreaming of worlds simmering within this one. I ought to say that relations formed through disability studies and in the name of disability justice have shown me a poetry that unfolds different possibilities for being human, possibilities that surface when our imaginations are let loose, unpoliced. Without further ado, I'll begin. With the blues. Behind the wheel, the sunshine drives us to the mountains, the mountains. Along the roads, the blues line our way, like summer flowers, wailing saxophones, woody trumpets, wild keys, bar after bar after bar. Outside the Jeep is too far, you say, and you bring the band in, seating B.B. King next to Crawford, telling Sample he can squeeze in. My ears are ringing. Are yours too? You shake your head. No. Becoming the music. Jam after jam after jam. Deafness, the hippest teacher said. You can be 3 places at once. Where you are, where you're going, and where you're listening. We stayed there a while with the blues. Arrival. He was arrested, my family. With him, His deafness and difference were also seized. Deafness forgotten by indifference and disappeared by badges whose job is to forget themselves and remember only criminal, skin, non-human, deviant. Listen, we are speaking. Listen, we are the authority. Listen, listen, listen. My tears are riled rivers spilling from within, dams unhinged from within myself. I am almost swept away to an end, but I push against the pull of resignation. Rubbing salt water in circles on my palm, I feel the moisture, the texture, the spillage of sadness. Castaway. A newspaper flings from the grasp of my doomsday deliverer, finding a home at my doorstep. I turn to page 9 and find his face, unsmiling, as if monstrous, as if not him at all. His face has the look of a store flyer, faceless meat, always printed in color. Eat this up, eat this up. Meat groomed before its death, not to be thought of beyond our consumption. I hurl the newspaper against a wall, hoping to cast away its castaway, my friend, a stranger. My body sinks into itself as it works to digest this tale of inhumanity, but can't. Crumbs of this story scatter me. Look, a girl dressed in shock and tremors. A glance finds the paper slinking to the ground, evidence that this world is not one I knew. Reeling to my grounds, I kneel and hurl too. You. This is all for you. For every tear you let loose, for every problem you believe you are. This is not enough, but it is all for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elaine. That was so wonderful and powerful. We're so blessed to have you here with us today, sharing your poetry, your experiences. Yeah, and I also want to give a shout out to May from CPEP before we get into our next performer. May has been providing a lot of the notes for me and keeping me speaking coherent. To shout out to them for that. Next, I want to bring up Kaya. And shout outs to Boris Law, Botten Law, Stein and Warren barristers for their donations too, for making this event possible. Big thank you to Black Market Creative Agency, Quartz, and The Origin for your support tonight and your work within the artistic community. The Origin is where I am hosting from tonight. They are a very generous community organization. They're also having an event tomorrow featuring Havaya Mighty, Fatuma Ku, and Habesha Restaurant. So yeah, thank you again, The Origin, for letting me be here. And of course, we have to put it together for the organizations who put this whole event together. That is Hit the Streets, CPEP, and Cap City Cyphers. So now we will be introducing our next artist. She will be flowing with us. She will be flowing us into the end of the first half of the evening. Kaya can be found on Instagram at Strong Bottom, where she shares her TikTok humor, serves fierce looks, and all her creative talents. Up and coming rapper Kaya, bringing the raw and uncut to you like no other. Hailing from so-called Montreal, she was raised in Bergs, and she has a story to tell. So Kaya, I would love to invite you to come on here and tell the people what's up.
You're still muted, homie. You're still muted.
Hey, y'all. So I just want to make sure that y'all can hear me good.
Now we can.
Great. Dang, I wish that everyone had their mics on tonight. I hope that everyone is doing well tonight. And I wanted to just, before I perform anything, and I want to just say to you guys that we're living a year of lots and lots of trials and tribulations. So I know that a lot of people may be feeling like they just ain't ready. They just don't have it in them to do what they usually do. And I'm here to tell you that you can do anything that you want to do. You can either be a survivor or you can just be a victim. And I feel like right now, this is a time when people are showing their true colors and their strength. And I just want to give a shout out to all the people who got up today and made it happen, even though they didn't want to, because I know it's not easy out there. I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit about myself, a little bit about why I'm here and why I like to come and talk to y'all and do this thing. For those of you who do know me, I was in prison in Barbados for selling drugs and transporting drugs. And a lot of people counted me out while I was in prison. And it just made me return with a stronger comeback when I came home. And so I started a sauce and marinades line. And then I wrote a 3-song album called 2120. 1221. And sorry, that's my next joint coming out. So y'all I just gave y'all a little piece of something else too. So I want to do a little piece from my album, and then I'm gonna do a little freestyle for y'all. And so without hesitation, we're just gonna get into it. The first song that I'm gonna do for y'all is Bad Gyal. And Bad Gyal is a song that the first song I did. And I went and just did the video in Jamaica, and we released the song about 3 weeks ago. It's doing really well on YouTube. So we released the video, and the video is popping. So go and check it out. This is Bad Gyal. Tell me how my sound, giving it up. Yeah. Are we loud enough? Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah, we do.
Don't tell me who wanna fuck with us. This Mac in my purses, not for recover up. Fuck a tummy tuck, combos with my name keep coming up, and niggas dying to hop in, just like it's double dutch. The combo ain't about money, don't mix it. Y'all gonna drown in this drip. R.I.P. Whitney, niggas wildin' out. Streets getting sticky to keep safe. I'm praying to God and the Nixie. Rewind the gunshot lean forward. Now tell me who wanna fuck with us. This Mac in my purses, not for recover ups. Fuck a tummy tuck, combos with my name keep coming up, and niggas dying to hop in, just like it's double dutch. The combo ain't about money, don't mix me. Y'all gonna drown in this drip. R.I.P. Whitney. Niggas wildin' out. The streets getting sticky. Keep safe from praying to God and the Nipsey. Yeah, y'all gonna hear my name soon. Yeah, it's not gonna be the same soon. Yeah. It's gonna be over for you lames who don't even got enough money to. It's gonna be over for you lames who don't even got enough money to live in the shade room, cheering a nigga according to his check. You gotta buy his heart, so I gotta buy his neck. The shoes that he bought me, kicked up on his desk. My eyes on your paper like I'm cheating on the test. Yeah, on his wife, that's a man, yo. Then I took the money, that's a side, yo. He took me out to eat cause I'm a fat, yo. You're not getting them back cause I'm a bad girl. Bad girl. Yeah. Bad girl. Bad girl. You're not getting them back cause I'm a bad girl. I bagged up work, watching, waiting to exhale, looking at one feet while my mind is on the next cell. I put dope on the move like express mail and put powder in the air like a chemtrail. Hustle been in my jeans just like Levi's. Yeah. I'm a queen on the king size, yeah, and I don't fuck with cheap guys. My pockets is fat like they deep fried, finance over romance. I'm about the biggest fan, yeah, we about the same bitches fam. I want the info to the bank, and you can have the info to the Instagram. He got kids on the way, he kept it real. Pays me to keep me quiet, my lips are sealed. If the money come up short, he know the deal. I'm telling wifey at the gender rebel, like bling bling, yeah, it's a fat bitch thing. For some head and some bread, you can have this thing. Let my girl score too. I pass this thing, I want bread and some cheese, sandwich things. I eat from the night to the morning just like Alonzo. Breakfast for dinner on the menu at McDonald's. Too big to be a snack, and they all know he eat it and he drink it. I'm a combo. I took them from his wife, that's a mandia. Then I took the money, that's a side girl. He took me out to eat cause I'm a fat girl. You're not getting them back cause I'm a bad girl. Bad girl. Yeah. Bad girl. Bad girl. You're not getting them back cause I'm a bad girl. So that's bad girl. I have another joint I want to do for y'all. Thank you, y'all. Thank you. So that's bad girl. Go and check that out. It's also streaming on all major streaming platforms. So go and get that. Bad girl costs $1. Spend $1 with me, y'all. Spend $1 with me. That's gonna just make sure that I can pay for some of the next stuff that I need to do for the music. I got a short little freestyle I'm gonna do for y'all. I'm gonna hit that. And then I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out y'all way. Let's do it like this. I see a lot of people trying to message me and stuff. It's gonna mess up my music, y'all. Check it. Yeah, here's some massacre when I'm involved. Kill bitches and I knock a nigga grinding off. Take a girl, man, with her Tylenol. No sex, just head like Tylenol. I got my eye on y'all. Got this nigga going head first off the deep end. I see him. Got this nigga creeping. Y'all worry about if that nigga cheating when I'm Bella Hadid. I only want him on the weekend. Drugs in my DNA, all in my fabric. I can't control it. Just how it happened. This shit is tragic. Y'all do drugs and I do drug money. Two different habits. If it offends you, well then it's meant to. Big bitch, these hips is clearing out the venue. Nigga holding on to my handles just like 10-2. Don't DM me if you can't afford half the menu. I used to be in the kitchen, I on the doses. Now I'm on some different shit. And yeah, they know this. I know a lot of niggas. Them niggas so sick. Always stay with the mask before the COVID. Always stay with the mask before the COVID. Before the COVID. Thank you, y'all. That's my time. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Kaya, thank you so much. That was straight flames. I hope that you do get to see the playback on the Facebook and the Twitter, because people are going to be showing you love everywhere. That goes for all the artists. I just want to read some of the comments in the Zoom chat for everyone right now. We have That Was Major, Fires, exclamation mark, from Rajan. Shout out to Rajan from the Toronto Prisoners Rights Project, who's helping us with the Zoom support. Mosey says that Mass Bar was the one. Lux said, she said, then I take the money, that sad gal. There's gunshots in here from Suhail. Everyone is showing you love, Kaya, and I hope you feel it. Thank you
so
much.
All the love, y'all. And you guys don't know this, but this is actually the second time that I am really performing my music anywhere. And the first time was with you guys, and this is the second time. So I want to tell you guys, thank you again. Thank you for having me and showing love and sharing your platform for artists like us and being able to combine the two for such greatness. So thank you, King. Thank you. You are amazing.
Thank you so much, Kaya. Much love. Yes, Kaya said that last year we had a collab, Cap City Cyphers and CPEP, for our first collab ever. I didn't realize, Kaya, these were your only times ever performing. You're so great. Last year in May, we had a fundraiser for the Prisoner Emergency Support Fund with CPEP and with the Toronto Prisoners' Rights Project as well. And thank you, Kaya, for having blessed us there. Also, shout out to Saizi, who was holding it down on the organizing and the DJ from that last event and on this one too. And we also have coming up in our second half someone who performed at that one also. But before I get into the second half, we're going to take a little break. But before that, I want to tell you some things. We've heard such varied, enthralling, and honest artistic works this evening that explore the rich experiences and perspectives of all the performers. If you are not already following them, first we had Captain opening the space for us. Follow him at Soul City Store on Instagram. Then we had Lonely Boy blessing us with some love songs. Follow him at Lonely Boy XXO on Instagram. We had Leo Bravo, that's at Leo Bravo 313. Elaine Calgulada at QC_DEVA. And then last but not least, we had Kaya, who just graced us on the stage here. She is at Strong Firm Bottom. Now, I would like to read from another one of our raffle books. This is from Undocumented, The Architecture of Migrant Detention, written by Tings Chak. We live in an era of unprecedented human migration. Mass migration or mass displacement is both a process of a condition driven by global capitalism, neocolonialism, war, and imperialism, and environmental destruction, borders, material and immaterial ones, or are proliferating around in between us. Migrants' journeys are commonly portrayed as linear progressions from home to host nations, but in reality, they are replete with interruptions and discontinuities, occupying spaces of hiding, waiting, diversion, escape, settlement, and return, spaces which are largely invisible to the public. In these spaces, there are those without status or identity are caged. The struggle is against the disappearance of one's self. There are so many undocumented lives amongst us and in this world that can never be captured in numbers, barred by material and immaterial borders, or be confined to anonymous spaces. Some thought-provoking words to carry us into our intermission. We will have DJ Saizi spinning for us, but before we get into that, I want to add one more prize that was not announced into the raffle. Let me just put my camera on this book. May, if you let me put my camera back on. Here we have Justice While Black, Helping African American Families Navigate and Survive the Criminal Justice System by Robin Shipp, Esquire, and Nick Childs. This is being graciously donated to us by the Origin Arts and Community Center. They have a great collection of books in this artistic space as well. So shout outs to the Origin. We will have May put back on the information so that you know how to enter and perhaps win this book or any of our other wonderful prizes. So you can email $15 or increments of $15 per each raffle ticket. And you can send that to release.starter.pax@gmail.com. Please put the password kits for care so we can easily get that settled. And also please include your contact email so that we can get in touch with you if you win. Also your age, so we know if you're eligible for the Venus Envy gift. I also want to shout out all of the organizations who helped put this together. We have Hit the Streets, CPAP, and Cap City Ciphers, but of course, we couldn't have done this without Level Ottawa as well, and the Criminal Law Students Association. Right now, I'm going to pass it to our DJ, Sizey, who will be spinning some tracks for us through this intermission. So take about 10 minutes, go send those e-transfers and, get refreshed, get some water. Don't forget to drink water and come back to us in about 10 minutes. And we will, first off, have the raffle draw, the first raffle draw. And then we have performances from PB Styles, Celestina, 6K, Vanessa, who was also with us last year for our first CPAP and Cap City Ciphers collab. We also have Canon 2 Times, The King's Theory, and Mosey coming up after the break. So DJ Sizey, go ahead and take it away.
Mike, I'm trying to get you high. I even wrote a song about you. I even wrote a song about you. And even though I'm all without you, and even though I'm all without you, every day I wake up, I think, how'd you get over me so nice? When I say we made love, we did. Now I know I love it so cool. I don't blame you, I don't hate you, I'm just caught up inside. Now I'm just one of the guys, just wanna run off and hide. And you moved on without me, and you want someone else. Yeah. I just wanna not want you too bad, cause I already had it. Got you a savage, you are so cute I can't manage. You such a beautiful package, having no you is a challenge. No one who gets it is worse. I still have dreams of us vibing. You so evil with timing. Talks about all we would do, then it's peace with the silence. Okay, then whenever you wanna say what, I'm addicted to your body. If you want, I'm in your play pet. Tell me what they doing better. Why you acting like you hate me? Or you forget just like that? Well, you probably the one that saved me. I even wrote a song about you. I even wrote a song about you. And even though I'm all without you, and even though I'm all without you, every day I wake up, I think, how'd you get over me so soon? When I say we made love, we did. Now I know I love it so cool. I don't blame you, I don't hate you, I'm just caught up inside. Now I'm just one of the guys, just wanna run off and hide. And you
It wasn't supposed to go this way. No way, huh? No, it wasn't supposed to move with this different type of motion. I don't know where I'll be close and wasn't supposed to go. Oh, nah, no no way. Nah, I wasn't supposed to go this way. Oh, tell them no, it ain't supposed to go this way. Nah. Oh, no. You know, you couldn't tell me something other. I know the truth. I'm stepping with the heart of a lover. Real roots in my soul when I do it. Donald Glover, this is not America, but way they stare at you when you project in a new direction. They really gotta be more clever. I'm trying to see this like, whoa, sink back down into your dome. Grab me a joint, matter of fact, be alone, headed back down to my room. Everybody upstairs trying to act a fool. Oh, maybe Jordan sleeping in his room. Crack open one. Oh, red lighting. Show me how you do it, it's exciting. Oh, pop a pill, I'm a night end. No, I don't spill on my drink when I do it in the sink. Oh, red lighting. Sitting in a room while I'm writing. Oh, 2 a.m. thoughts, I'm enlightened. Oh, what you brought to the table? What a fable. I'm thinking. I am thinking. Oh, I am thinking now. I am thinking. I am thinking now. But I was thinking now that I could make a little more money coming up. Is this what you're gonna do your whole life? I know I could pursue it if I really do it right. Put my head down to the wait, what was I saying? Is this what you're gonna do your whole life? I know I could pursue it if I really do it right. Put my head down to the red lighting. Show me how you do it, it's exciting. Oh, pop a pill, I'm a night end. No, I don't spill on my drink when I do it in the sink. Oh, red lighting.
I'm tryna just roll and not get too committed. I'm tryna just grow without defeating pressures. Let this Holy Spirit flow and clear out my closets. It's the way that this must go if we all being honest. And I just wanna make it known I have felt the promise hope, cause it's living in our souls. It's not something they done stole. Yeah, my money live remote. I got the fuel that leaves no smoke. We ain't fully on our own, and I promise you there's hope. It's a type of fake spell y'all can quote. I'm convinced that we got this force. Legions for the war, ain't got no pulse. I am wounded, I'm blowing up like these stars. Lord, really, how much do it cost? How far is too far? Trying to tell me this ain't war? Trying to calculate these odds. Look like money is made by frauds. Honey from the colony shows us how we should serve a God. Yeah. Look to be peace, but y'all look to be priest and all. Kind of failing system, nature shows us how to evolve. I don't wishing wells. Y'all wish for fish abilities and silly things. You wish to swim like Michael Phelps. Y'all really need some desperate help. Wish to be the wisest you. Y'all wish to grow to wisest fools. Wisdom is the force in you. Come around and marvel too. The heroes in your comics true. Don't care long to very longtemps. En français you en espagnol. Tell your story, shout it loud. We can go and smoke it loud. Lose our minds to find a God and find a temple to our life. I'll slow it down and break it down. I'll slow it down. Time is not a product, it's the moon and sun revolving round. I promise y'all. Hope for no more wars, no division, no divorce. When we start adoring, ain't no room for all this warring. Take this as a warning. People fed up with the portions. Ain't no feuding, no more looting. You gon' switch sides of the forest. You gon' switch sides of the forest. Hope for no more wars, yeah. You think this is a choice? This the final order, yeah. It has been spoken, yeah. We can afford it for them. Build a better horse. Best believe we won't abort this. Wanna know? We need a liquor hope. In wicked I fall by the blood and Holy Ghost. When I must know that bad man cannot win and boast. Lessons for me life, just how coffee sang in toast. And this is how it goes. Save one soul, minimize woes. Focus on your growth. This how hope grows. Save one soul, minimize woes. Focus on your growth. This how hope grows. Save one soul, minimize woes. Focus on your growth. This how hope grows. Save one soul. Minimize woes, focus on your growth. This how hope grows. Save one soul. Minimize woes, focus on your growth. This how hope grows. Save one soul. Minimize woes.
inspiration. Yeah. Do the thing right, get it how she like, or synchronize. Do the thing right, do the thing right, lead to the light. This is your life. Do the thing right. La la la. Love your complete greatness. It's your great love. On my body, your way though. It's your day too. Picking up that pace. We go different days. Let the go, let's go. But our love is made to generate. As it has been for days and it's best that I lead the way you suggest. But it's not for me to say that we hit. Don't be afraid that we step. Can't go back that way cause we left. Can't go back again. Regret is like an albatross in your neck. Why calculate the loss of respect? Pack it in a pillowcase and let's jet, babe. You have not seen nothing yet. You're supposed to feel the pain in your chest. You're supposed to walk through the rain and the temp. Supposed to know the strain and the stress. You know where you come from, let's go where we can. But our love is made to generate love.
So you know when I would go to like all back and forth,
Yes, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Shout out to the DJ Sizey. Go and give her a follow. That's at SEIIIZI. I am King Kimbit. I'm not sure if I introduced myself this whole time. I'm representing Cap City Cyphers. Shout outs to CPEP, that's the Criminalization and Punishment Education Project. We're also providing these shirts that I'm wearing right here. It says build communities, not jails. Welcome back, everyone. Shout outs to Rajan at the Toronto Prisoners' Rights Project for helping us out with the Zoom, making us sound good, and Level Ottawa for supporting us with the event. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Thank you, everybody, for sending your donations. We see you. We see them coming in. Thank you so much. They are for our mutual aid starter pack fund, in case anybody forgot. These are care packages that Hit the Streets and CPEP are putting together to, you know, welcome people back into the community after they've been locked up. That's people coming out of the Ottawa Carleton Detention Center, known as OCDC, as well as the whole detention center in Gatineau. Okay, the entries for our first batch of prizes are now closed, as we will be drawing winners momentarily. Our final and biggest prizes, however, are still up for grabs, so you can still keep sending in your donations and be considered for that part of the raffle. That will be up until our last performance. And I will now pass it off to Jade from CPEP and Julie from CLSA, the Criminal Law Students Association. That is our raffle crew, and they will be introducing you to our raffle.
Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying the evening as well as much as I am. So for our first item, it's actually two items, so we're gonna have two draws for this. We have two albums called the Life Lessons Poetically by our host, King Kimbit. So if Lauren, you want to spin that wheel? So for our first album, we have Ann D. Congratulations, Ann. And for the second one, Snell F. congratulations. We will contact you after the event. So I'll pass it on to Jade for the next item.
Perfect. Thank you, Julie. So for our next raffle prize, we have a custom digital portrait by June Lee. So you could spin that wheel, Lauren. Woo! Okay, congrats to Dan and Emily S. We will be contacting you after the event for you to claim your prize. And I'll pass it off to Julie.
All right. So our next item is another custom digital portrait. This one's valued at $60 by Lucky Little Queer. So Lauren, if you want to spin that wheel again. Namrata, congratulations. We'll contact you as soon as we can. And back to Jade for the next item.
And so for our next raffle draw prize, we have a 3 eyebrow threading appointment with the Brow Guru. And Lauren, if you could please spin the wheel. Yay, congratulations, Shannon. We will be contacting you after the event for you to claim your prize. Back to you, Julie.
All right. So next up we have 2 coconut milk conditioners valued at $30 each, courtesy of Curly Hair Designs. Lauren, work your magic. Carol D, congratulations. We'll contact you as soon as the event's over. Back to Jade.
Thank you. So our next prize is a gift card of the winner's choice, courtesy of the Criminal Law Students Association. So if you could please spin the wheel. Yay, congratulations, Hector. We will be contacting you after the event. Back to you, Julie.
All right. So our next item, we have a $25 e-gift card for the Thirsty Maiden, courtesy of the cafe itself. Lauren, spin the wheel. Karen F, congratulations. Back to Jade.
Okay, so our next prize is an Octopus Books gift card at a $50 value, courtesy of Octopus Books. So spin that wheel. Congratulations, Kyla M. We will be contacting you after the event.
And the last item we have for this round of raffles is a set of bath bombs called Spring Break in a Box for anyone who needs a little break right now. It's valued at $40, courtesy of Julie and Eve Handcrafted. Go ahead, Lauren. Congratulations, Bernard. You're our last winner for this round of raffles.
All right, all right. I'm just keep the flow going so we're not getting interrupted for longer than that. I'm gonna wait for King to come back so they can take it from here, because I'm probably like not the best host compared to the job King was doing so far. So I'll just shut my camera up and myself, and I'll let you do what you do.
Thank you, Suhail. You are a great host, by the way. And it's a team effort. I literally couldn't do this without you, Suhail, or without May, without Jade, the rest of the CPEP team. Shout outs to the whole Criminalization and Punishment Education Project family. All right. Now let's get back into our performances. Congratulations again to all of the winners. Some of our audience members also won a copy of Harsha Walia's Border and Rule, as well as a CPEP t-shirt like the one I'm wearing, for being the first 15 to donate over $100. Thank you and well done. Our raffle crew will be emailing all winners after the event to arrange delivery of your prizes. Now it is time to welcome our next artist of the evening, my friend PB Styles. Fresh from Mississauga is a rapping force to be reckoned with. The West Indian-born rapper migrated to Canada from his home country, Jamaica, back in 1980. Equipped with a vast hip-hop knowledge of the past, present, and future, this rapper is definitely paving his way through the Canadian underground hip-hop scene, leaving traces of him wherever he goes. The mild-mannered artist brags a long career in music stemming from elementary school. He believes that giving back to our community is what truly matters. PB Styles, I hope you're ready for the people, and people, I hope you are ready for PB Styles.
Where am I here?
You good, Carl? Turn on your video.
Yeah,
There we go. PB Styles, everybody.
much loves, greetings. Big up King, Kimbit, you don't know. Big up Cap City Cyphers. Let's get it. I'm not gonna tarry too long because we're already pushing on the limit on the time. So I'm just gonna get out there and try and spit it. So just bear with me. I just came out of retirement, been a long while. So I'm gonna prep my headphones here and then we can get her going. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the show tonight.
Yes, yes.
So far, so good. It's been a great event. Let's see here. Am I in? Hold on.
I'll just talk so you can see if you can hear your headphones. I also want to give a big shout out to PB Styles. Oh, I think we can't hear you anymore.
Hear me?
Yeah, hear you now.
I'm in. I'm in there to win it. You know what it is when you're rocking with the kid? Big up my friend Kim Kimbit, fresh from the Cap City, Canada. I'm here chilling in Saga and my homeboys Guccianas. So, DJ, run that. Yeah. Shout out to OC Music. Shout out to E-Man De La Quente for the verses. You don't know. Big up. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. You know what it is when you're rocking with a kid. Your niggas ain't stopping this. All these haters suck my dick, PB. I'll be on some shit, making moves and dropping hits. I got these hoes so sick, hopping in and out of whips, and bitch, don't be taking pics. They're trying to catch me in the mix. Say so slick, moving quick, maneuver shit, confused, tricks. I'll still be serving while I'm learning. Money burning while I'm earning. These niggas ain't ever concerned when. That's why they still be yearning. My nigga, I'm on the grind all night and all morning. Once again, big up Cap City Cyphers. Yeah. Fuck around with it. Niggas come, they don't get it. I'ma set it. Fuck around with that bitch, cause I'm with it. I'm a G with it. Nigga, get it. Fuck around, but you can't spit it. Throats are always slit it. Pussy niggas always get it. Laid out niggas, fuck around. I'll fuck you dead up in the ground. Niggas don't make a sound. They know that I run my town. I'll leave you slapped up in my town. I like them girls in them gals. See my face, I never frown. These hoes like it upside down. Yeah. Don't know what we about. Yeah. So right about now, I'm gonna kick some on a freestyle tip. It's one of my favorite beats. I always kick freestyles to it. Got all kinds of lyrics here. Name of the beat, Warriors X. Give it up for Obese from London for this beat. Yeah. Okay. Original bad boy in the place, you know what I mean? TV Styles, you know what it is when you're rocking with the kid. You know, from the chin up, they thought I fell off. Come on, dog, I've been from coast to coast. That's remote. Bags income, holding a tote. Life's like Russian roulette. Any moment you can get wet. Cause that right or wrong person met every kick in his wrist. So I sip on the whiskey till I get dizzy. I'm drunk, feeling pissed. I slice and dice, sacrifice your life. I left for money and ice. Now I'm down for the heist. I murdered niggas, the handy Christ, and me a metal device. Now send you the price. Fuck a charge. I'll do anything to live large. Drive some fancy cars and fuck some broad. PB, forever. Spitting criminology. My apologies, I got a rhyme so proudly. But I'm a hustler, Mac, muscular gat. Nigga, don't hold it like that. You load it like that. Exploded like that. You should know it's like that. I can leave you with a splash line, better get a flat line. Niggas know it's rap time, audience, clap time to life. 25 to life is a live. That's the life I live. That's the life I give. Distinguished to witness this business. Who is this clever, extinguished? Notice from a distance. I could kill you in an instant. You look in my eyes. A wise man hypnotize me with nothing to lose while you pick and choose and you just oppose this. Focus, I'm the locust. Just give you a dosage. Yeah. And you know what it is? Big up a Cypher. Big up King Kimbet. You know what it is? PD Styles, straight out of Saga. Let's get it. Hey. I'm out. Boom.
Thank you so much, PP Styles. Big up PP Styles. I also wanted to say a little story for you. One time, you know, when PB was working up in Wasaga Beach, remember when you had your trailer up there and
Yeah.
I was with my pops and we were passing through and you invited us to your spot up there and you know showed us a nice time and my pops really enjoyed that. I just want to shout that out because you know my pops passed away in October and you know you're one of the people that really showed him love and thank you for that.
Big up pops, man, shining down on us from heaven, you know what I'm saying? Keep doing what you're doing, girl. Stay blessed, you know what I mean? And you look really nice tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Soon. Have a good night. I'm gonna stay tuned in. Peace.
Yes. And don't forget to follow him at the $1 Billion Brain on Instagram.
$1 Billion Brain, Instagram, PB Styles, $1 Billion Brain, aka Thug Orange, Crip Styles, Eye Candy Entertainment. You done know. We got a slew of things. Big up my general friend Tux Entertainment. Booyah! And shout outs to Too High Media. You done know. Artists that's looking for free distribution. We got you right now. Check the platform, toohighmedia.ca. Let's get it done. We'll put you on, get your music out there, all the platforms. Let's go.
You heard the man. Thank you so much, PB Styles. Shout outs to High Media. You can follow PB Styles again at the $1 Billion Brain. Artist here tonight. Reach out to him about distribution. Now, we are going to introduce our next performer for the evening. That is Celestina. Celestina is a Caribbean-Canadian multidisciplinary artist, community organizer, educator, storyteller, and model. Their art is heavily influenced by their activism, the need to address what and who is forgotten and hidden through storytelling. Unpacking the hardest parts of life that no one often shares, they hope to shine a spotlight on the things we don't talk about. Using childhood memories, fears, and dreams, they recreate these fragmented moments of time in a transient way. So everybody, please, I know we're online right now, but put your hands together, make whatever noise you want to make for Celestina.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. This piece is an exploration of the way I was taught as a child that to be honest with your emotions is weakness, that strength is a performance, and most importantly, that I'm not allowed to talk about this. So this is the first time I've ever spoken about this experience out loud. So thank you for this space. Whew. Sometimes I think my older brother's longest relationship is with a prison cell, but that's not my story to share, so I'll stop there. It's been some time that I've seen him, but this anxiety is now a second nature. This dread that looms over my head is just life to survive. I made peace with the feeling that something is never going to be right. Every once in a while, I Google him just to see if he's alive. My younger brother is angry. Not just now, I think he came out that way before he took his first breath, the cord to his first home, starting to take it away, but that's not my story to share, so I'll stop there. Although he is alive, he is not unscathed, never learning to control his anger. It spiraled when our brother left. My younger sister is the baby that everyone coddled. When my brother was taken, she took it the hardest. I guess you would too if the only consistent man in your life was in prison, but that's not my story to share, so I'll stop there. My mother is a martyr, but after 16 years, no one is applauding her display. I remind myself that she has spent more time surviving than living, and it's hard to watch the way that stress has made a home out of her body, but that's not my story to share, so I'll stop there. I extend grace to the woman put in impossible positions. No mother should ever have to choose between going to her son's court case and seeing another's first play. In therapy, I teach myself that I'm allowed to hold gratitude and anger when I say I love her, and sadness when she denied my healing because it didn't look like hers. Mom, I don't want to pray anymore. She once told me her safe place was a church. Every Sunday, we littered the altar, resenting my blessings. She always made sure the anointed rested their hands on our heads longer than everyone else. They say what God blesses, no man can curse, but what's an old book to a blue man with a loaded? They say police protect communities, but they destroyed mine. Help shouldn't come in whispers or hushed tones in the dead of night. I don't think my mother knows I've heard her vulnerability in the. My name is Celestina, and sometimes I feel like a secondary character in my own story. In the autobiography of myself, I am not the protagonist, but that's not my story to share, so I'll stop there. I mean, I guess this is mine. It's easier for my family to call me sensitive instead of traumatized. The wise wipe their memory, but the smart understand that there is medicine here. I wish we could give voice to the fear created by the violence, but silence is the only communication we know. We suppress what's on our minds. If I'm honest, my older brother sometimes feels like a stranger. He is a fading apparition in my childhood memories that is always materialized in a collect call. And every time he is freed, I try to reconcile the preteen with the adult in front of me and wonder what I can sacrifice to see them as the same as my brother. You see wanted federal inmate. I see honest liar, loyal father. I'm not saying what he did wasn't wrong, but was it worth his childhood? Tell me. What is taught in cells that you can't teach out here? Crime is not crime. You posted Brock swim times, but didn't see my brother's lead. I guess Negroes rapping and playing ball don't impress y'all no more, right? I grew up in a time when Black rage, I wonder if we grew up in a time when Black rage was worthy of being heard and transformed, could we have planted seeds that would have become lush gardens with a community of people tending to it, instead of the barren field from destruction that they say is here? I love my family, but these bloodlines are complicated. Secrecy flows freely in our veins. I am the descendant of people who never talk about the past and rewrote their story as if it never happened. We rob each other of healing because we don't cooperate into the roles we've written each other into. You see, neither of us are authors of our own story because the story is not entirely our own. We're all keepers and captives and everyone must play their part, but I'm tired of playing pretend. Where silence once was, let there be tears. There's no punishment for feeling, rather a reward for not letting it brew inside. Where there is isolation, let there be community. It takes a village to raise a child and takes more to hold those in prison when they came to our doors at night, jolting us out of our sleep. Instead of spectators, let there be disruptors. Let there be advocacy and solidarity for the single mother of four just trying to figure it out. But where I'm from, this sincerity is a sign of weakness. I think to my mother, safety was synonymous with the control, and control was love. Childlike curiosity could incriminate, and so she set fire to the gas that was my memory. I understand that what happened wasn't personal. I was collateral. Honesty is not shared, it is stolen. Truth comes in intercepted three-way calls and lurking around corners. I know you think you're protecting me, but I wish you were honest with me. It was easier for my family to call me sensitive instead of traumatized. The wise wipe their memory, but the smart understand that there is medicine in remembering. But for some, honesty with what happened is only followed by an oath. Witnessed by uniforms and spectators, what was kept in the dark always comes to light. The courtroom is the only place we've been honest and show them that their justice toward our family. Thank you.
Wow, Celestina, thank you so much for that wonderful poetry. Where there was once silence, let there be tears. That line really hit me. I don't know about everyone else. There are also some quotes that happened in the chat. What do they teach in cells that they can't teach out there? Elaine caught that one. Truth comes in intercepted three-way calls. This is hitting, says Rajan. Thinking of my mom and brother. Sending you so much love. Celestina, thank you again for that wonderful, chilling piece. Okay, so to follow, I would like to introduce 6K. But before that, I would also like to shout out Peyton. That's at Peyton the Raccoon. If you don't know, Peyton is one of the main graphic designers within CPAP. He's the one who made all the beautiful posters of everybody and the graphics for this event, and also, you know, support with organizing. So thank you so much, Peyton, for being here. And I would like to share part one of a two-part quote from Race After Technology by Ruha Benjamin, included in our raffle later this evening. Calls for abolition are never simply about bringing harmful systems to an end, but also about envisioning new ones. After all, the etymology of abolition includes Latin root words for destroy, abolere, and grow, olere. and lest we be tempted to dismiss prison abolition as a far-fetched dream, it is also worth considering how those who monopolize power and privilege already live in an abolitionist reality. Benjamin implores us to look beyond the current systems and imagine a more creative and equitable future. What do they teach in there that they can't teach us out here, like Celestina said? We'll hear more later, but now I want to introduce our next act. This evening's next performer is a talented, aspiring artist based out of so-called Toronto. His main focus is making good music and art while challenging others to believe in themselves and follow their own dreams. I would love to welcome 6K to our virtual stage.
Oh, hold on. Video's on me. There we go.
All right, how's it going, everyone? Thank you for bringing me onto your platform. I'm glad to be here. For those of you who don't know, my name is 6K. So I'm just give you a quick rundown of a story that kind of happened to me that, brought me here. So around, I want to say a year and a half ago, it was during the summertime, right? I took a trip over to Israel. I have family over there, people I know over there, so I wanted to go check up with them. I haven't been there in like over 8-9 years. So as I got to the border, so obviously you're checking into the country, everything's right. So everyone's getting cleared, and then it's kind of my turn. And the person there kind of looks at me and looks at my passport, looks back up at me and be like, oh, so what is your reasoning for being here, for coming here? And it was just kind of weird because like she didn't ask anybody else like what was their reason. They just kind of looked at it and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just coming to see friends and family. Like, oh, who started asking me like, who do you know here? So it was just kind of a weird interaction, right? So they brought me to another room. They said they did some stuff on the computer, had a conversation. They said, sorry, we can't let you into the country. You're gonna have to come with us. So they took me into a van with 2 other people, took my phone, took my passport, took my my backpack, and we just drove for like an hour into this detention camp. And I spent a night and a half there. I had no idea what was going on. They didn't tell me if I was going home. I had no idea if I was going home. I was just kind of like in a cell with people who didn't speak English, but they're cool. They one of the guys got me a Coke, so I knew it was good love in there. But it was just a weird situation, just being in that bed and like in my head thinking like, oh, all my friends probably think I'm on a trip or whatever. Like they have no idea what's going on. A lot of things started running through my head, like people who live like this every day. Looking out the window, I'm seeing women and kids at the camp. So it was a humbling experience. I still haven't really embraced that experience, but what came out of that experience is just me kind of doing anything that I want, music, life, whatever it is, I'm going to put my best foot forward because you really never know when, something will be taken away from you. So yeah, the first track I'm going to do is called Letter to My City. I made this after Toronto had a huge spike in gun violence. So hope you guys enjoy it.
City going crazy every day, someone gets shot down. Trying to get a bag, everybody wanna bust down. City full of gems, under pressure, gotta watch out. Tired of all these killings, can we all just get along now? Fuck the politics, come together, put them guns down. Police killing us daily, all we really got is us now. Gotta come together, man, we gotta put that trust down. Everyone will leave, everyone will get a rush now. No, ain't nobody, I'm just saying. Tired of all this violence, tired of people getting slain. Tired of jealousy, tired of everybody hating. Tired of all these bodies going early to the grave. I know ain't nobody, I'm just saying. Tired of all this violence, tired of people getting slain. Tired of jealousy, tired of everybody hating. So on my knees to the Lord, I'm just praying. City going crazy every day, someone get shot down. Trying to get a bag, everybody wanna bust down. City full of gems, under the pressure, gotta watch out. Tired of all these killings, can we all just get along now? For the politics, come together, put them guns down. These are the day, all we really got is us now. We gotta come together, man, we gotta put that trust down. Everyone will leave, everyone will get along.
lunch now. We gotta turn up, come together, be reliable. If you're on the fire, man, I promise they can silence you. Ain't no Bundesliga, but the city got them rivals. Feel just like Kawhi, trying to get a title. Dreaming all the glory and the freedom where my eyes go. If you're not a leader, then you cannot be my idol. Unify together, man, it's crucial for survival. Why we gotta die for every life is vital. No, ain't nobody, I'm just saying. Tired of all these bodies, tired of people getting slain. Tired of jealousy, tired of everybody hating. Tired of all these bodies going early to the grave. I know ain't nobody, I'm just saying. Tired of all these bodies, tired of people getting slain. Tired of jealousy, tired of everybody hating. So many names in the Lord, I'm just praying. City going crazy every day, someone get shot down. Try to get a bag, everybody wanna bust down. City full of chains, under pressure, gotta watch out. Tired of all these killings going on, just get around them. But the politics come together for them just now. These killers, baby, all we really got it last time. We gotta come together, now we gotta put that trust down. Everyone will we, everyone will get a rush down. Way too long. I know it's been way too long. I know it's been way too long. Gotta free us, say you gotta free us. All right, so that was the first song. The second song is called The Light. I made this song. The backstory to this song is kind of just, I know we've all been in a situation, especially because of COVID, we've been in a situation where it's like, you know, we have our doubts. We have our doubts of where life is going, our struggles. So I kind of made this in a time when I was feeling down. Hopefully you guys can relate to this and like it. So this song is called The Light. Wanna get it, wanna get it, wanna get it. 6K, 6K. Ever been down like you had no life? Everybody left like you can't do it. I can only speak the truth, no lie. No lie, no lie. I be on my knees when I pray all night. I saw like, please, can you show me a sign? Can you help me see the dark? No lie. No lie, no lie, no lie, no lie. Wonder if they still gon' love me if a nigga lose. I just think gon' love me if I dropped out of school. I just still gon' love me if I played on my own. Oh my, can't you put the bottom and I gotta sing it loud. I'm just trying to make it up, I just gotta make it up. I just wanna see my family proud. Put food in their mouth, food for the house. I don't want my people stressing. So I'm running to the muscle cause I'm flexing. And I'm gonna start till I get it. And I'm gonna put them for my block like it's Tetris. Run up on my mama, diamond necklace. Run up on my papa foreign, just a flash. Broke up with my ex, got a next. Linked up with you, so I got that we are next. Ever been down like you had no life? Everybody left like you can't do right. I can only speak the truth, no lie. Hey. No lie, no lie. I be on my knees when I pray all night. I still look like this, can you show me a sign? Can you help me see the dark? No lie. No lie, no lie, no lie, no lie. Wonder if they still gon' love me if a nigga lose. I just still gon' love me if I dropped out of school. I just still gon' love me if I paid my own. Hey, okay. Oh my, oh my. I pray to God that will I make it? Will I be a star? Go back to the block, liquidations. Thought I can't take it. Gotta go hard for my squad, can't fake it till you make it. Boy, this life is crazy. Straight from the top, see the light, gotta chase it. Free my dogs like Mason. Pissed off on the block, masked up like it's Jason. Gotta stay patient. Wanna go far for my dog, get the bread, I'ma break it. I can just take it. Everything down like you had no life. Everybody left like you can't do right. I can only speak the truth, no lie. Hey. No lie, no lie. I be on my knees when I pray all night. I still look like, please, can you show me a sign? Can you help me see the dark? No lie. No lie, no lie, no lie, no lie. But if they still gon' love me if a nigga lose. I just still gon' love me if I dropped out of school. I just still gon' love me if I paid my own. Okay. Oh my, oh my. So yeah, 6K. These are the tracks that I brought over. I just wanted to shout out all the people tuning in right now. All the people tuning in the group chat. Shout out to True, my producer, C Bucks, everybody who's watching at home. So that was just me. Keep it at that.
Thank you so much, 6K. That was very groovy, got us moving. Everyone go and follow him at the word 6SIXKEH. And you're talking about the way you were treated in so-called Israel, and something we can do to combat the Israeli occupation of Palestine. There is a organization out there right now. So while you're on Instagram following the artist, just now we have 6K SIXKEH on Instagram. Earlier we had Celestina. You can follow them at Sunchild CE. That is SUNCHILDCE. As well, we had PB Styles, aka the $1 Billion Brain. So make sure you give them a follow on Instagram. So while you're at it, go ahead and follow up Palestinian Youth Movement. So they are a transnational independent grassroots movement of Palestinian and Arab youth struggling for the liberation of their homeland and people. And there's many links in their link tree to petitions you can sign. One I want to point out has to do with Facebook, since we are using social media to, put this thing together to be able to communicate and hold space for each other today. Unfortunately, Palestinians are being silenced. There is a petition against anti-Palestinian censorship. So an example of that is someone made a post saying, not enough people talk about the violent history of Zionism during the Nakba in 1948. Zionist militias destroyed my grandmother's home while brutally forcing her parents out at gunpoint. DM me if you want to hear more of my family story. So this post didn't even say Israel. It was just pointing out Zionism and what the so-called state has done. And this post was said to go against the Facebook community standards and was removed. So if you're interested in supporting, bringing attention and awareness to censorship and any type of violence against the Palestinian people, I recommend you follow Palestinian Youth Movement. I'll spell it out just in case anyone needs it. PALESTINIANYOUTHMOVEMENT. All right. So, when talking about abolition, it's not just what's here right in front of us that we can see, but we have to understand that this is universal around the world. No one is free until we are all free. So, I'm very proud to be a member of CPEP, the Criminalization and Punishment Education Project. With CPEP, I actually first got involved because I was walking down Bank Street and I ran into my eyebrow person, which is the Brow Guru, who is one of our sponsors for the raffles tonight. So check out the .brow.guru on Instagram. And Suhail was with her and they were dating. And so, we met real quick. Notion introduced me to Suhail. And then after that, Suhail had reached out to me to collaborate, using music and arts to connect people, connect musicians as well as artists, and anyone who might not necessarily be hip to the message of abolition, but has the same values. So Suhail introduced me to CPEP. And then in May, we had our first collab with Cap City Cyphers and CPEP, where Kaya performed. And she mentioned that was her first performance, and this one was her second. And last year, we also had Vanessa bless us with her poetry. So before I introduce Vanessa, I want to read a quote from Ruha Benjamin's Race After Technology. As executive director of Law for Black Lives, Barbara Staley Butts asserts there's a lot of abolitionist zones in the US. You go to the Hamptons, it's abolitionist. You go to the Upper West Side, it's abolitionist. You go to places in California where the median income is over $1 million, abolitionists. There's not a cop to be seen. And so the reality is that rich white people get to deal with all of their problems in ways that don't involve the police or cages or drug tests or things like that. The reality is that people actually know that police and cages don't keep you safe. It is clear that when communities have support, funding, and collective agency, they don't need police or prisons. These punitive structures keep real health and safety out of our reach. As we make our way through this evening's performances, we need to remember that the intersections of white supremacy, war on drugs, criminalized poverty, capitalist control, and other systems of oppression create vulnerability through the exploitation of our Black, Indigenous, disabled, and queer communities and loved ones. There's not a single natural death behind prison bars. Our next performer tonight is Vanessa, a poet from Montreal, traditional Mohawk land. Vanessa has shared her work across local stages in traditional Algonquin land, so-called Ottawa, performing her poetry at staple showcases such as Urban Legends and Rhapsody. She is a proud mother and an activist, sharing her time and energy with grassroots organizations like CPEP. Vanessa has graced us with her voice and story during many local actions, including last year as a feature poet at CPEP and Cap City Cypher's first collaboration, Bars to Break Bars, joined by artists from across Turtle Island to raise money for the Prisoner Emergency Support Fund and other mutual aid projects focused on incarcerated persons, especially during the spread of COVID. And Vanessa is also a member of CPEP, not just an artist, but also an organizer. So without further ado, please welcome Vanessa to our virtual stage.
Hello. I'm going to start with a poem I wrote more than 10 years ago about the system. And it sounds like I could have wrote it yesterday because nothing has changed. Your life's a battle, so you fought. The good life lasts forever, so you thought. So now they want to teach you a lesson. So what are you being taught? To regret the crime you committed or just regret getting caught? They throw away the key and lock you all together, but most crimes are petty, so you won't be here forever because you're reading the Bible and knitting a sweater. Are you rehabilitating yourself or just learning to commit crime better? Can you leave here with the peace of mind to get your life together, or you leave here with a new partner in crime in jails where you met her? They have you labeled as a criminal, so nothing really matters. You're a badass before your ass is just getting badder. They got you sleeping on the floor, cold metal benches, looking out the window of barbed wire fences. It just makes you want to commit more violent offenses. Our system is so failed. You get arrested selling drugs just once, and you're getting years in the pen while your neighborhood pedophile gets months. As a visible minority, do you think a white judge understands why a life of crime has been your lifelong plan? Do you think the cops give a damn when you're getting robbed or beaten by your man? Of course you feel it necessary to take the law in your own hands. And sorry, I'm not convinced that stealing money from the government is a crime when they steal half your paycheck with their so-called taxes all the time. And if it was put into the community, that would be fine. But why are we paying for politicians to wine and dine while the government partners with Bell to profit off prison phone lines? Why do the police receive funding equivalent to the public money spent on public health, paramedic services, public libraries, social housing, parks and recreation, and employment services combined? They want you to work doing their slave labor and wonder why exhibit negative behavior. You're Black. They didn't write the law in your favor. Society has you considered a danger. You steal someone's purse with $50 cash and you're treated like you're illiterate street trash. But if your company president embezzling millions from your company stash, you'll get bail fast, community service for your ass, because they only prefer having inmates with no education and no class. Addicts get arrested, so they focus on the addictions and send them to rehab with minor restrictions. Make the pharmacist your new drug dealer. That's part of your conditions, so the government could make more money off methadone prescriptions. They love revolving door prisons. So they give you bail, stay on your tail and wait for you to fail. So you could be part of the statistics of repeat offenders in jail. They hire more police officers to keep the streets clean, stop the epidemic of crack fiends and pregnant teens. But in reality, murdering people during mental health crisis is how they intervene, re-victimizing victims at domestic abuse scenes. And somehow we've normalized having suicide hotline numbers in all our gambling machines. They're not gonna stop it when they're making a profit, because for the ultimate deception, liquor passes inspection. So our native Indian populations murdering each other with no recollection. Drunk drivers go through red lights at the intersection, and alcoholism taints our community like a viral infection. So do you get the impression that they promote depression, cause that underlying aggression and memory suppression, so the law enforcement won't need a new profession? Trained for manipulation during investigations, they wouldn't have occupations if there wasn't altercations. So they broadcast violent expectations, police and soldiers slaughtering for a lifetime appreciation, and wonder why your children are shooting up their schools for a lifetime incarceration. The system's run by liars who every day conspire how to make the crime rate higher and how to cause more gunfire so they could open more federal resorts for convicts to retire. So I'm going to give a trigger warning because my next piece is about domestic violence. Now, in the past 2 months in Quebec, 7 women have been murdered from domestic abuse situations. I am dedicating this next piece to them and to anyone else who's in an abusive situation right now or any survivors of domestic abuse. He loves me not. He knocks me out with one shot. I'm barely conscious, very distraught, bleeding a lot, having visions of my children at my cemetery plot. He loves me. He always tells me so, usually following the solid blows he throws that break my nose and blacken my eye till it's swollen closed. He loves me. That's what he whispers in my ear. Then after too many beers, he reduces me to tears. I scream, but no one hears. I live in constant fear. He loves me, or at least that's what I wanted to believe, until his hands closed around my throat and I struggled to breathe. What a tangled web I weave when I want him to stop, but don't want him to leave. He loves me, or at least that's what I assumed. His smile greets me with an impending doom, and then I wake up in the emergency room. He loves me. Isn't that what he implied when he got me that all-inclusive ambulance ride, when I'm wearing sunglasses and it's dark outside, when I'm fighting to live but wishing I died? He loves me. He's just misunderstood. He just had a rough childhood. He treats me badly, but his intentions are good. He really does love me, I must insist. It's just that he's never been kissed. He was raised by abuse, so he cannot resist. Instead of using his heart, he uses his fist. He loves me. Was that ever true? What kind of love leaves you black and blue? Leaves you fractured, stitched up, your lips split in two. He loves me. He never loved me at all. He only loved to see me fall, watch me bawl and crawl till I feel worthless and small. This is what goes on in the mind of a broken spouse, living a broken existence in a broken house, having to endure traumatic flashbacks, feelings of self-pity and disgust, having no one to turn to, no one to trust. It's been years since he's been gone, so I cannot understand why I still shiver at a raised voice and flinch at a raised hand. Will I ever be normal? Will I ever be free? Will I ever wake up from this nightmare I call reality? And this was my reality for a very long time. I'm just gonna share some of these photos I have. And as a survivor of domestic abuse, I would like to take the time to remember the recent lives that were just lost in these past 2 months. Please remember their names. Elisa P. Agma, Marley Edouard, Nancy Roy, Miriam Dillard, Sylvie Bisson, Nadege Jolicoeur, and most recently, Rebecca Harry. Now, whenever I speak about prison abolition, I always get rebuttals like, well, do you want to just let all the rapists and murderers wander free? And when people say that, they're directly referring to the men like the ones who murdered these women. And I agree that they shouldn't be roaming the streets, but putting them in jail is only continuing the cycle of violence. Building more jail only means to me more people being murdered, more parents having to bury their children, and more children having to grow up with no parents. For a long time, I always assumed that this was going to be my fate, dying at the hands of an abusive partner. We don't need more jails to keep them in. We need to stop abuse from happening in the first place. So I'm asking today, please, can we normalize men getting help with mental health? Can we normalize men expressing their emotions in healthy ways and not being seen as weak or feminine? If you know someone in this situation, whether they're the victim or the abuser, don't ignore it. Don't tell yourself it's none of your business. Make it your business. Parents, specifically mothers, stop babying your sons. There's a huge difference between protecting your children and enabling them. Ignoring this isn't doing them any favors. We don't need more jails. We need to normalize people getting help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. It's wow, it's difficult to have much to say to follow that. Honestly, thank you for sharing your story. As well, thank you for saying the names of the 7 women and bringing that to everybody's attention, the 7 women who were murdered by domestic violence in the last 2 months. That is an alarming number and an alarming reality we live in, you know. So for what it's worth, Vanessa, you have gotten a lot of love in the Facebook. I went over there and I checked a lot of hearts, a lot of claps, a lot of fire emoji, and in the chat here too, in the artist Zoom call. So Vanessa, I hope you feel all the support that is shining your way, and anybody listening at home who, you know, can connect deeply with Vanessa and any stories similar, you know that love exists, love is here, and we just have to remember to see it at the end of the day. Remember to look for it and you will see it. And with that, I would like to introduce our next performer, our next poet, Canon 2 times, my dear brother and friend. Kamal Hakim competes nationally for spoken word and performs poetry and hip hop all over the city and the surrounding region. He goes by the stage name of Canon 2 times and has been performing publicly since 2010. Kamal is also the co-founder of his film production company, Nascent Films, and photography company, Nascent Photography. Kamal is a community activist, often lending his talents and skill set to various causes, and continues to stay connected to the people in his community and abroad. Kamal is currently working on his second personal musical project and is set to release this soon. His first project was called Collateral and was recognized as the #2 album of the year in 2015 by the Ottawa Citizen. So without further ado, and thank you for your patience, everybody. I know we're about half an hour over time right now, and we really appreciate your patience and that you're sticking with us. Canon,
Hey Cam, how you doing?
the screen of me. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hey, great job. You're doing a great job. It's a great event. Everybody who's gone already, and the team that you got, man. It takes a village to throw this one off too, or pull this one off, you know. So I appreciate it. Y'all have to forgive me, man. I pulled my back at work today, so I'm lying down in bed right now. But yeah, man. What's up, guys? My name is Kamal Hakim. I go by Canon 2 times. I'm a spitter, a poet, an artist in general, a public speaker. I run a business where I pretty much take photos and shoot videos, and I love doing that as well. So make sure y'all follow me, tap in. And I'd like to, you know, expand my network, grow my brand, and all of that good stuff. I have a couple of pieces that relate to the subject matter, some that relate to me as the subject of a lot of unwanted attention as well. But it's great stuff. You know, anything that I go through, I believe that it is something that is meant for me to grow And so I always try to recognize that opportunity and use it to grow and be better. All right. I think I'll share 2 pieces with y'all. The first one is pretty much the first poem that I've ever written. And I wrote it when I was locked up. This poem is for those who can't speak for themselves, choked by the long arm of the law, only to fall deeper in hell. This is for those in the struggle, for those in the fight now, fighting the endless battle between the wrong and the right now. This is for those innocent ones locked down in dark holes, though they know they belong in the light now, for those who don't wish to be seen, so they crawl out of sight. This is for the misfortunate. I'm speaking to y'all out of anger and frustration because until this day, I have shown enough patience. The statement is more for the ones who feel out of place when the case is against them, misplace them in cages. See, that ain't nothing worse than having your freedom taken away. You see, believe me, I've been there. I've had just a little taste of it. Bitter is an understatement. Distastefulness described by orange jumpsuits and early lockdown, facing time like you staring at a clock now. Freedom would be nice, wouldn't it? But all hopes are shot down with the sounds of cell doors slamming, dog. Damn it, dog. Emotions are candid, dog. Planning what should have been implemented when you were on the outside looking in. This is for those who fall victim to their temptations, regardless of the situation that they face, and whether it was seeing their father on the right occasion or not being able to afford their mama's medication, or getting charges because they're not getting education, or bullets hitting the loved ones, ensuring the last of their respiration or deprivation, only to bring forth quicker the day of expiration. This is for all those choosing life by any means necessary. For those who won't take no for an answer. For those who couldn't beat the case but had the heart to beat their cancer. For those trying to live and those never given a chance to. For those who died slow, attempting to live life faster. And for all those who feel like slaves in a system that is governed by the masters. So I ask you, who will stand up to the big bad wolf? They say freedom is in the mind of the beholder. I mean, one thing that was taught to me by an older man is that the power of knowledge is a responsibility that is carried on your shoulder. Now tell me how that sounds. Well, with the shit that I've been through in my life, my heart beats the hardest pound. We just ghetto birds taking flight till they shot us down. They say they want to raise the bar, but it's with them saying bars that they lock us down now. A soldier fighting for what he believes in. If he is sound of mind, then only the man in the mirror can deceive him without giving him reason, because his right reflects left and his left reflects right. Grinding around the clock, his mind neglects night. You see, this is the type of hustle that should attract us all. Why? Because while most are asleep, he stays up and fiends for the crack of dawn. Came out his mother's womb with no beat to practice on, and he rides it only to get you hooked through half the song. So it's a gift I want y'all to have this song from me to you. And understand that I can see the future in each of you, meaning that your goals are not feasible unless you think that they're reachable. This right here is teachable by experience, but y'all, I'm trying to save you the trouble. That's why I'm preaching you. My brothers, my sisters, I urge you to dream big and make sure that you see it through, because this poem is for us. And most of all, may Allah bring peace to you. And can I get an amen? Thank
Amen.
you. Appreciate that. And I'm gonna go one more. I mean, me, I only write poetry when I'm upset, you feel me? So I feel like, you know, anything that I spit about is probably relevant to the subject matter. But I'll share one more piece and then I'm gonna get out of here. Well, I'll probably still be listening, but what if that was me? What if that was me all covered in white sheets? What if that was you laying dead in the streets? What if that was me? Wishing it was you instead of me getting shot outside of that shisha booth. You see, the bullet is not the truth. It's just a piece in a bigger puzzle. No piece where we've come from and no piece where we've come to. But you see, I've grown up and become a man in this concrete jungle. I don't think you understand the type of hoops we gotta jump through. Young, black, and Muslim. See, I'll always fit the description. I'm so sick of being targeted. I need a prescription. I need a minute or a year to mourn the death of a victim. And the story on the news often leaves a few parts missing, right? Like systemic discrimination and abuse of the system, the lack of opportunity to youth in the prison, and unemployment rates is through the roof, so I'm used to rejection. And then the story gets much deeper when you consider religion. So much our way of life had even birthed our traditions. Add that to the disconnect between most parents and children and what you get. But what you end up with is a generation full of confused 20-somethings in prison. You see, we live in the trenches. The dark corners of city blocks that teem with activity and death. Our situation has been critical long before criticism of our people have become the norm. Mornings no longer guarantee evenings for those in our rank. My heart sank when Abduwali was gunned down. And my best friend Natasha, all that did it was one round. You see, I heard Mustafa Matan never saw the face of his shooter, while Abdullahi Ahmed saw his life end to the music. So this poem is for Abdi Yusuf, Omar, Nuruddin, for Shamarki and Natasha, for Abdul Qadir and Hussein, for Abdurrahman, for Warsama, for Musa, for Ahmed, for Hamza, for Ali. Thank you.
Canon 2 times, everybody. Thank you so much for, sharing your truth, opening up with us, to us and with everybody watching at home. Yeah, there's a lot of love for you in the comment section, so go peep that when you get the chance. Also, I want to say that Collateral by Canon 2 times is a dope project. I've listened to it myself, and Canon actually released that while he was still inside, and I just find that very mind-blowing. But it's a show that with a team anything is possible. He had the help of Missing Links, which includes Jamal Jackson Rogers, who is actually Captain's younger brother, and Captain and Jamal are both co-owners of this wonderful venue, The Origin, along with Jackie Dutoit. The Origin is also having an event tomorrow, the Origin Kitchen Concerts, featuring Havaya Mighty, Fatima Ku, and Habisha Restaurant. So make sure you follow at The Origin 57 on Instagram. Okay, we are 9:41 p.m. right now. Thank you so much, everyone who's still rocking with us. I know we said 7 to 9, but time is also a construct in a lot of ways. Erica Badu said, "How can I be late when I am time?" Next up, I would like to introduce the King's Theory, a rapper, radical thinker, and revolutionary based out of so-called Hamilton, Ontario. Without further ado, the King's Theory. Please take it away.
Hi, everyone. So just to begin, just to give you a little bit of background on the poem I'm going to be performing. My stepfather, Ian Harrington, was one of the 170 lives lost due to the overdose crisis in BC. And most of my life that he raised me, he was in prison, and over the phone and through letters, he really was a very motivating person in my life. And so I wrote this poem when I found out that he passed away. And sorry if I cry, but I guess it's a good thing. It shows that I care. So I'll start. If heaven had visitations, I'd come and see you through the glass again. Make sure I wipe the phone before I pick it up, just like I did back then. I know it'd probably hurt to see me, but there's still so much left unsaid. This world's been coming down around me ever since they said you're dead. I still read over all our texts. I refuse to lose a thread. You said there's a lot of things you should have taught me about life, but never did. Said you were doing your own shit and always apologized for it. You know, I feel your presence now more than I think I ever did. The first thing that I would tell you is I love you and we're good. I believe that everything had happened just exactly as it should. God knew that you were struggling and you couldn't make it out. So he built a boat fit for a king and came and sailed you out. The view you got is probably nicer than whatever we got here. And because I know you're waiting for me, I don't have no fear. I'll keep living, teaching lessons that you thought we all should hear, like how people are just people and not everything's linear. I tell you that you're lucky you got out just when you did, and that you're not down here with us dealing with this coronavirus shit, and that it happened after God gave you a chance after your bid. I know some people's minds can never change, but I know a lot of people's did. They say no matter what we turn into, we can never escape our past. So in the cell you put my father in is where you'll find me at, making sure these other kids don't end up exactly where he's at, because he might not be the first, but I'll make sure that he's the last. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, The King's Theory, for rocking with us tonight and for sharing your experiences and your story. Lots of love to you. Lots of love to Ian Harrington, your father. I'm sure he can, feel all this love that gathered here today to emit and to embody, and I hope this experience sharing is just as healing for you as anybody who needed to hear that. And also thank you so much for sticking with us and rocking it all the way till now. We have one more artist, people. I don't know if you're ready for this one. We have Mosey coming up. This will be our final artist for the night. And after that, we will be going back to the raffle team to draw the rest of the raffle prizes. And that will be a wrap. So let me tell you about Mosey. From the South, Mosey is known as the most lyrical rapper on the scene. Double, triple, even quadruple entendres are mentioned in his lyrics, with roots that always reflect the truth of his reality as a Somali boy growing up, trying to buy back the block that tried to buy him out. Mosey, a longtime friend of Cap City Cyphers. Are you ready, sir? And yes, afterwards, we will also have a grounding set.
Hello, am I good? Can everyone hear me?
Good.
Y'all can hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a little, first off, I'm Mosey. Thank you to King Kimbit for the introduction. I really appreciate that. I really like what you guys are doing. I'm not gonna cap. I am a little tired because, anyways, but I really appreciate what you guys are doing. The purpose is fucking you guys are for real, doing what a lot of people don't really claim that they don't have time to do or wouldn't do. So I really have a lot of respect for that. For those who are still watching the show, thank you for sticking to it. And on that note, when King Kimbit pitched this whole thing to me, I was like, yo, I have the two perfect pieces for this. And I think it's better if I just honestly just spit my shit instead of try to explain it. It's kind of just how my brain works. So I'll start with a poem, then I'll do a song, and then I'll let y'all go to sleep or do your raffle or do what you gotta do. I'll stick around as well, for the support, for the love. Y'all are killing the game. I love it. Like I said, I'm not really gonna explain my shit. If you guys don't know, this poem is centered around Shukri Abdi. If you guys don't know who that is, look that up. take the time to do it. I think that's kind of important. Anyways. There isn't a day where I don't think about Shukri. Look, see, when she got pushed, I felt something push me. Past the edge, I can't be dead, but the pain still throbs inside my head. It's all about grinding and stacking bread, but I need a break to protect my neck. So I got you, and you got me. Together we stand for Shukri Abdi. I'm gonna let that marinate, and I'm gonna literally just start the next song. The song is called Power to the People. I wrote this the day George Floyd got shot. And yeah, if my voice is a little raspy, I'm sorry for that. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Borough Media. Man, stayed up just to let me do my thing. Without further ado, why is it that I'm always feeling like I'm picked last? Life's a bitch with the body, I'm trying to hit that. I'm the shit with the body, I'm talking basic karate. But when I'm broke, a lot of y'all switch fast. I'm trying to make moves. Y'all trying to make a movie. I'm trying to pay my dues. Y'all trying to run a dues. I'm trying to stand on my money worth a little Uzi. I pray every day that the cops don't shoot me like they did to Philando inside the hoopty, like they do to the bandos where niggas usually slang crack and smoke backs and grip Uzi. So hang back and don't pull that trigger loosely. Sometimes I wonder if heaven's got a ghetto, and if our higher powers pulling strings like Geppetto. My hustle's getting harder, so now I can never settle for less. And I don't got a lot, but I'm blessed. Power to the people, man, that's power to the people. Power to the people, man, that's power to the people. I can't stand what's going on, so that's why I stand in these streets. We silent for too long, so that's why it's, yo, that's power to the people, man, that's power to the people. Power to the people, man, that's power to the people. I can't stand what's going on, so that's why I stand in these streets. We silent for too long, so now it's time for us to speak. Yo, why are the criminals judging the innocent? Stacking charges on my brothers with no evidence. Cops got me paranoid in my residence, cause they don't kill niggas who sleeping, niggas who eating, and niggas be dropping. I don't see you stop it. So don't say that there isn't a system when niggas tripping. Just look how we living, look how we die. And even if we living, I can't say we alive, my nigga. My legs shaky while my hands are high, my nigga. We can't run and we can't hide, my nigga. This just might be my last goodbye, my nigga. And if it is, then let me fly, my nigga. Yo, we don't need favors. We gon' get justice from Breonna Taylor. We don't need help. Yo. Power to the people, man, that's power to the people. Power to the people, man, that's power to the people. I can't tell what's going on. Yo, that's power to the people, man, that's power to the people. Power to the people, man, that's power to the people. I can't stand what's going on, so that's why I stand in these streets. Check it. Look, see, Shukri, when those kids pushed you, it felt like they pushed me too. So, look, see, Shukri, I hope they don't book me when we load up these streets for you. Fuck a badge and fuck those flashing lights. They don't mean shit to me. The same badges for my dogs in the kennel without no kibble for some very long and late nights. No Jimmy Kimmel, they some big dogs, they try to be little. They talk that big talk, but it sounds more like a riddle. This water is too deep for the shallow and fickle and ice cold. And I'm about to pop like sickles and pop like smoke. I hope I don't get popped like smoke. Like some bitch and she ain't ugly. And she's clean but my grape's dusty. So I must be lucky to even be alive in a age where the cops love to see a nigga die. And that's facts, no caps. So the captain arrives from the I-95 by his 9 to 5 with a 9 in his hand and maybe another 5. Officers by his side, so someone gon' die tonight. Power to the people, man, that's power to the people. Power to the people, man, that's power to the people. I can't stand what's going on, so that's why I stand in these streets. We silent for too long, so now it's time for us to speak. Yeah, that's power to the people, man, that's power to the people. Power to the people, man, that's power to the people. I can't stand what's going on, so that's why I stand in these streets. We silent for too long, so now it's time for us to speak, man. Justice for Shukri Abdi, bro. Justice for these niggas who've been in prison. Justice for these niggas, you know, like a lot of niggas, bro, like a lot of niggas been done wrong.
and there's a future and there's possibilities where we could change that shit. It's as simple as that. And you niggas are doing the right shit. And let's just keep killing the game. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you for fucking having me. Honestly, I know I kind of like fucked up on a couple lines. I'm kind of tired. Sorry about that, but I hope y'all like that. And yeah, that's what's up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mosey. That was straight fire. Yeah, go and check the Facebook stream after the event. Every artist, go and see the love that you've been shown. Mosey really finished us off with, you know, something to keep us high up on that boom bappy jazzy type of beat. You know, ready to get out of here and be okay and make ourselves okay. We're honored to have such amazing artists with us tonight. That was Mosey. If you want to know more about him, it's at mxzy.mp3. That's Mosey with an X instead of the O. Earlier, we had The King's Theory. You can follow her at The King's Theory Media. For Canon 2 times, you can follow his media company at NASCENT Media House. That's Nascent Media House. We had Vanessa at mother.of.daughters on Instagram. We had 6K at SIXKEH. We had Celestina at Sunchild CE and PB Styles at the $1 Billion Brain. So that was just our second half of performances. Our first half, we had Kaya. She is at Strong Firm Bottom on Instagram. We had Elaine Kagulada at QC_DEVA. Leo Bravo at LEOBRAVO 313. Lonely Boy at LONELYBOYXXO. And our first performer who opened us up today was Captain at Soul City Store. That's at SOULCITYSTORE. Of course, we also want to thank Jacqueline so much for, you know, welcoming us to this space, you know, blessing us on her traditional Algonquin land. We are honored to have such amazing support from our community members. We'd like to give a huge thanks to all those who have donated. We have raised $4,060. Captain's doing gunshots over here. Shout outs to Captain again for having us at this wonderful venue, The Origin. Thank you everybody so much for sticking with us. I know we're about an hour over time. We appreciate your support and dedication. We couldn't have done it without all of you. Please acknowledge how big of an impact you're making in our communities. With that being said, we have officially closed our raffle entries for the night. Congrats again to the winners and all those who have taken part in this event. We'd like to give special thanks to all of our performers and organizers and organizations that made this event happen. So Hit the Streets and CPEP are the ones putting together the initiative to build these welcome back packages for our community members who are coming back out from inside. So you can follow at is there dots? Let me check this real quick. There's no dots. At hitthestreets.ca on Instagram. We have the Criminalization and Punishment Education Project, that is CPEP. You can follow them at CPEP GROUP on Instagram. We have Cap City Ciphers, that's at CAPCITYCYPHERS. That's we have the CLSA, the Criminal Law Students Association at Ottawa U. I'm not going to spell that one out. We also have the Ottawa chapter of Level Justice. We have the Toronto Prisoners' Rights Project supporting us on the Zoom. Now, we have a special surprise from CLSA's Lauren before we get into the raffle. Part 2, Lauren will be leading a grounding session for us all, and I pass it off to Lauren.
Thank you so much, King. I'm not going to turn my video on, mostly because I'm going to ask you all right now to take a moment to close your eyes, to step away from your computers or your cameras, and to honor the honesty and bravery of all the performers tonight. To respond in kind by looking inside yourselves and identifying whatever emotions have come up. I want you to ask yourself what you were feeling. Can you name it? Are you ready to? I want you to sit for a moment and process. Let your mind tell you where to go. See if you can be brave and be honest and face that emotional truth. I want to encourage you to let that truth guide you. Tend to it. Use it for you. Use it as fuel. Use it for others. Bring it out into the world and experience it, even if it's hard, especially if it's hard. And remember that your emotions are powerful. They are worthy. They are important. And so are all of you. And now I'd like to take you all on just 3 deep breaths in your own time. Come back to the space, re-energize, and become refreshed. And we're going to turn again to the raffle crew.
Thank you so much, Lauren, for that much needed exercise. We will have Julie and Jade.
Thanks again, Lauren, for that. That was really, really powerful, really important, I think, is just to take in everything that we just heard today. Thank you. So for our next raffle prize, this will be the 18 and over prize. We have a mystery box valued at $150, courtesy of Venus Envy Ottawa. So Lauren, if you can spin the wheel. Elizabeth V, congratulations. We will contact you after the show. And now I'll pass it back off to Jade.
Thank you, Julie. So our next raffle prize actually comes from our Abolitionist Starter Kit, which consists of 1 book and a CPEP Build Communities Not Jails t-shirt. So our first one is a Treaty Words book, For As Long as the Rivers Flow by Amy Craft. And Lauren, if you could spin the wheel, please. Woo! So congratulations, Rogue. We will be contacting you after the event for your prize. And back to you, Julie.
So the next book in the Abolition Prize Pack collection also comes with a t-shirt. This book is called Disability Incarcerated, Imprisonment and Disability in the United States and Canada. So this book was donated by May. Thank you, May. Lauren, if you can spin the wheel. And D, congratulations. All right, next, back to Jade.
Thank you. So our next prize is The Race After Technology by Ruha Benjamin, donated by May. So Lauren, if you could spin the wheel. Congratulations, Jacqueline. We will be contacting you after the event for your prize. Back to you, Julie.
And now we have one of my personal favorites, Policing Black Lives, State Violence in Canada from Slavery to the Present by Robin Maynard, which was also donated by May. And the winner will also receive a CPEP t-shirt. Go ahead, Lauren. Andrew M., congratulations. We'll contact you as soon as we can. Back to Jade.
So for our next raffle prize, we have Warrior Life, Indigenous Resistance and Resurgence by Pamela Palmeter, again donated by May, thank you. And spin the wheel. Woo, Jacqueline! We will be contacting you after the event. Back to you, Julie.
All right. So our next abolitionist starter pack, we have a book, Undocumented, The Architecture of Migrant Detention by Tings Chuck, also donated by May, and this will also be coming with a Build Communities, Not Jails t-shirt. Go ahead, Lauren. Jade, congratulations. You will receive an email after the show.
Thank you. I promise it's not rigged. Okay, so for our last prize of the night, we have a package with a border and rural global migration, capitalism, and the rise of racist nationalism by Harsha Walai, and a CPEP Build Communities and Not Jails t-shirt. Spin the wheel. Congratulations, Zakaria. We will be contacting you after the event for your prize.
We actually have one last prize that was donated from the Origin tonight. So we have the Justice While Black book that King was talking about earlier. So Lauren, if you want to spin that wheel one more time, just for that last prize. Tanya T, congratulations. So everybody, we will contact you after the show to make arrangements to make sure you get your prizes.
Thank you so much, Julie and Jade, for handling the raffle, getting the people their prizes, picking the winners. Thank you again to all the sponsors who donated. The last prize was from Captain from the Origin. Thank you again to the Origin for letting me host here until so late. I just want to pull up the sponsors real quick. While I do that, let me say we have reached the end of the Arts and Abolition fundraiser. We'd like to give a special thanks to all who were part of organizing this event, our performers, our hosts, our sponsors. We would also like to thank everyone for attending and showing support to our newly released neighbors. We appreciate your support and dedication. We would like you to join us on our journey to building the world we want. We're shaping our lives and trying to build abolitionist futures without carceral systems and institutions. Our work is continuously ongoing, and we ask you to follow our organization's social media accounts and websites and the CPEP newsletter. Their handles are posted in the chat. So thank you to the folks transcribing in our Facebook and Twitter chats. So with our sponsors, we have Level, Cap City Cyphers, CPEP Hits the Streets. Of course, we have the Queer Arts Collective, that's Cool Art. We have Tyler Botten, the Criminal Law Students Association at Ottawa U, BL Boris Law, BMCA, Black Market Creative Agency. We had Curly Hair Designs sponsor some raffle pack prizes. We had Octopus Books. We had Harsha Walia and the Border Rule book that was given to everyone who, the first 15 who donated $100. Thank you, Police and Black Lives by Robin Maynard, donated by May, as well as the other donations made by May, as well as ghostwriting my host notes. Thank you so much, May. Thank you to the Brow Guru. Thank you to the Venus Envy for the big gift box. Thank you to June Lee and Lucky Little Queer, the Thirsty Maiden Coffee Shop, and again, CLSA for the gift card to the winner. So don't forget to follow CPEP. If you're watching this on Facebook, you're probably already there at the Criminalization and Punishment Education Project. It's at CPEP on Instagram. And Hit the Streets, the collaborator for the welcome kits, again, is at hitthestreets.ca. There you'll be able to get updates on future campaigns, action plans, and more ways to get involved. Thank you so much, everyone. Stay safe and have a lovely weekend. Shout outs to Sizey, the DJ, bringing us together. Oh, also before you leave, thank you, Jade, for posting this. Organizations you can follow: hitthestreets.ca, CPEP Group, Cap City Cyphers. There's also CAMS Ottawa, that is Coalition Against More Surveillance. They update the people on when Ottawa Police Service Board meetings are. That is a space that Ottawa residents and anyone, we are entitled to show up at these meetings and let them know how we feel, and have our voices heard, because, you know, they are taking our tax money and doing what they do with it. So more or less, we are all sponsoring the police by paying taxes. And CAMS Ottawa lets us know how we can have a voice in that. The Criminal Laws Students Association, it's spelled all three words. I had to count the words. At Horizon Ottawa, they also let folks know what's up and what can be done on a municipal level. We have the Ottawa Street Medics, the Ottawa Black Diaspora Coalition, and of course the Toronto Prisoners' Rights Project helping us out on the Zoom. And Sizey, shout outs to the DJ. We'll be playing some outro music. Once again, you can follow her at SEIII. That's 3 I's, ZI. Oh, also there's the Asilu Collective, ASILU. And they're for the No Cops in School campaign. So make sure you check that out. And that is all from me, for real this time.
There's more to seeking justice than just speaking about it. Label me a poet, I only hope to bring you peace, which I agree. Seems like it comes with conditions these days, and indeed, in order to heal, we must come to terms with truth, which means we need to address it. And speaking out about it is against the oppressive. So yes, protest is necessary when injustice is adjusted to follow the narrative of healing. Don't let the fight get out of hand when fighting for justice. Don't let the fight get out of hand when fighting for peace. Don't let the fight get out of your hands when fighting for freedom. Remember your peace. Remember your peace. I'm speaking of the fight within yourself for it. We need to love each other and ourselves for it. And forgive ourselves if we are too tired to fight. It's okay to take a break. Acknowledge your pain. The revolution will go on with or without you. And don't be afraid to ask for a hand. Lend one when you can. But most importantly, always have your heart ready. Ready, set, love. Ready, set, love. Ready, set, love. Ready, set, love.
These streets are the bed we make our sheets on, the comfort we lay our dreams on, the block we lock our minds in, our very own home of restitution for systematic destitution. But when black and blue blood mixed with the innocence of red that Abdirahman Abdi shared, our community lost part of its sanity. You stole our peace and now you desire to take our humanity. These are the streets and your presence adds to the confusion. It's suffocating, no longer our sanctuary to breathe deeply. Our reality is slowly becoming a delusion. Have you forgotten that we own them? Down to the very fabric of our core, it is tattooed in the DNA of the poor, felt in our music, food, clothing, color, language, culture. We call these streets life, you call it death, labeled in your threats. We call it opportunity to create legacy. You see it as misery, we see it as our monument to victory. This situation is getting heavy. Cause Somali lives matter, not just to Tommy, Susan, and Becky. There is no turning back time. Now all we have is hindsight. This state-sponsored violence is a crime. We must fight, there is no turning back time. Now all we have is hindsight. State-sponsored violence is a crime. We must fight, cause the streets is the last line of safety for our families. And if we can't protect our loved ones from police brutality, then we shall see the streets speak stories that won't be kind to history. So take back your 150 and give us back our block. This is surely not a place you've been invited. Y'all been warned. We won't accept another body in the valley. We got y'all on watch. And these streets, we gon' keep these streets on lock.
Ready, set, love. 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 Ready, set, love.